news showing naked ass in the great state of Texas. It's your boy Justice.
And it's your boy Saint.
Despite all the tariffs and the inflation, hell, even famine in certain places, Commanding General Yahanna has done it again.
The 8th annual South Texas Cookout is coming back to Houston, October 30th to November 2nd. Stay tuned for more details. Hey, and it's free.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Commanding General Yahanna here, I.S.U.P.K, the original I.S.U.P.K, 1969. Body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action. That you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that. And it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's going to all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the ISUPK first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first. Straight from ISUPK. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up on the cats. They're getting with their clique. Bring your clique here and let your clique handle ISUPK. Because here's the deal. If your clique ain't strong enough to handle ISUPK, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like ISUPK ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us. We damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the ISUPK, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're going to realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I see.
Backstage.
Yeah, nigga. Fake ass nigga.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. A hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK, shoot solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the solid and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. Get a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And that sucker duck, bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch mugger. I say, if that nigga want war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in a temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you squirm off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I stuck in his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga want war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy? Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, be whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking note. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad. Got them tied down and out there. Can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands. Bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb. Yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Damn.
All right, if you can hear me loud and clear, let's type a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me loud and clear, type a 1 in the chat. Let's see. Hold on.
Spotty said it looked like the microphone was unplugged. Yeah, it took us back to the MacBook. Is something going on where it just said it looked like something was unplugged? We operating off the MacBook mic now. Right, give us 1 second.
It don't say main stereo?
Nah, click. Went back to MacBook. Whatever just happened when you got up. Went back to the MacBook. Right, give us 1 second. Let's see what we got.
Hey, Shalom, Israel, what's going on, man? Priest Captain Dawhar here, standing with Officer Tabawan. We coming from Hollywood, California. Just off the BBC interview, letting everybody know that the ISUPK is going to take over, man. But check it out, this is what I want you to do, right? Command General Yahanna just dropped a new YouTube channel. The most controversial man in America, man. Subscribe to his channel, America on Fire, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Shalom.
All right, y'all heard what Captain Gadalhar said. Y'all subscribe to Commander General Yahanna. Tune in to all the UPK pages. If y'all can hear me now, let's get a 1 in the chat. Let's try it again. If you can hear me loud and clear, type of 1 in the chat. See who all we got up in here with us. Right, Maria, I see you. Princess Nazam, I see you. Black Dazzle, I see you. Mario Dominguez. Shalom Barakia Allah. Judah 720. Just Art and Paint. Angela Rispers. Zolan Hall. Shania Carroll. Yaquar. You understand? Shalom. Shalom to everybody. All right, let's clap it up. All right. Shalom Israel. Shalom. Yahweh Bahashim. Yahweh Shai Barakatham to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, and we teach the truth according to the Bible. And what is the truth? The truth is that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, and that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Right. You understand? And we're going to go into tonight why the Bible calls the white man the devil. You understand? We're going to go into tonight why he is the devil. So many people contest that idea that white people are the devil, that white people are inherently racist. It's a very offensive concept to those that are in the world. And I'll tell you why it's offensive. We're going to go into it tonight. Everything that you have been taught and conditioned to believe about white people comes from propaganda, comes from hundreds of years of programming. And we're going to go into it tonight. You understand? Shalom Shapala, I see you. Hebrew Dave, young man Andrew, Trooper Shakat, young man DeCarlo. Shalom to all of y'all. If you haven't done so, man, y'all make sure y'all like and share the stream. Hit that thumbs up. You understand? Hit that thumbs up. If you don't hit the thumbs up. No. All right, give us 1 second, y'all. Get some things together. Yeah. Some plug. Y'all make sure y'all like and share the stream. Let's push this truth. Let's push this truth. There's only one truth, and it's found in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? There we go. All right. I don't know what's going on with it, but we're going to rock and roll. All right. Make sure y'all like and share the stream. If you don't like and share the stream, it's probably because you love white people. You understand? It's probably because you love white people and you secretly hate the truth. Because why wouldn't you share the stream? You understand? Why wouldn't you push the truth? You understand? I'm Precinct Officer 5,000 Kazak Ahmad. I got Precinct Officer 500 Shapat Tayak and Trooper Lewiathan rocking and rolling with me. This is I.S.U.P.K. Washington, D.C. And tonight is the Tuesday night brotherhood class. And the topic of tonight's class is Esau, the villain of the earth. Esau, the villain of the earth. If you have any questions, type your questions in the chat. Whatever questions you may have, type them in the chat. In the meantime, get me Matthew chapter 13, verse 45. That's right, young man Andrew. Let's share this truth. In the meantime, let's get Matthew chapter 13, verse 45. If you don't have the Bible in front of you, it's a very good habit to practice reading the scriptures and following along with the actual Bible in front of you. I know technology has made things very convenient and easy where everything is right here in the palm of your hand and your phone. And there's nothing wrong with utilizing technology. But you want to get into the spirit of the old ways. You understand? That's what the Bible says. Seek ye the old path. It's good to come in here now and get into the spirit and tradition of how our forefathers and foremothers learned this truth with the actual manuscripts right in front of them. Grab that Bible, man. If you in this class and you able to, grab the Bible and open it up and follow along in the scriptures as we call them out. It's a beautiful thing. Do you not know that there was once a time in history where you weren't allowed to own the Bible?
Right.
You weren't allowed to touch a Bible. You weren't allowed to open and read a Bible.
Right.
There was a time in history, brother, not too long ago, where you were not allowed to even deal with this book. You got to ask yourself, what is it about this book that white people feared about us getting a hold of? Well, we're going to go into it. You got to first open it up. You got to first have it and open it up to even find out what were they hiding from us. There's a myth that exists that white people didn't allow us to read in slavery. That's not true. White people didn't allow us to read the Bible. Right. You were allowed to read. You know why? Because, go ahead, Shapak.
I mean, how else were you going to go to the store and read the menu?
That's right. There was, remember, during slavery, Black people did everything. Right. Black people ran all the errands. Black people built all everything that was built. You have to know how to read in a certain capacity and doing a lot of those slaveries.
Right.
Black people knew how to read, brother. That's a lie that we didn't know how to read. They made it unlawful for us to read the Bible, mainly widespread after when? Hold on, I'm giving it a shot. When did they make it widespread that it was illegal for slaves to read the Bible? Trooper Leviathan?
After Nat Turner?
Give him a hand. After Nat Turner's rebellion. You understand? Shalom Al-Rawadi, I see you, mighty man. They made it illegal to read the Bible widespread around during the South because Nat Turner was inspired by the Bible. Nat Turner was a Christian preacher that white people used and took him from plantation to plantation to teach the slaves Christianity.
Right.
To teach the slaves how to be obedient to your masters and how to serve white people. And Nat Turner one day, brother, was reading the scriptures on his own. And he found out that we are not Africans. We are not Ham.
Right.
We are the children of Israel that he read about in Exodus that was delivered from the hands of the Egyptians. Brother Nat Turner found out he was an Israelite.
Right.
And him finding out that he was an Israelite inspired him to commit probably the most famous slave revolt in America. You understand? Nat Turner's rebellion, not too far down the road in Virginia. You understand? His name echoes throughout Virginia still to this day because Nat Turner, that's right, Baraki Allah, after Nat Turner. Nat Turner grabbed a bunch of brothers and they went from plantation to plantation in Virginia and were murdering white people. Why? Freedom.
Right.
Freedom. He understood that we were the children of Israel and that we should have been liberated. And brother, it gained some steam, but of course, it failed. Nat Turner's rebellion failed. And if you were to be wise, you would look at Nat Turner. You will look at Denmark Vesey. You will look at Harriet Tubman. You will look at all of the attempts that our people have tried to make to liberate ourselves in America. And you would ask yourself, why did it fail? You got to ask yourselves that. In order to have the solution, you have to look at what has come before us and say, how come none of the slave revolts were successful. Shalom, Trooper Ragash, I see you. Anybody want to give it a shot? Why were none of the slave revolts successful? Shalom, Princess Kanawa. Let's get a sister a hand, too, for getting her Hebrew name. Out there in Las Vegas. Well done, Princess Kanawa. You understand? Well done for receiving your name. Welcome to the fold, sis. You understand? The scriptures say the angels rejoice. You understand? When one sinner returns from their sin, you understand? It comes into the truth, right? That's right, Princess Nazam. The Most High wasn't with them.
Right.
None of those slave revolts and black revolutions were successful and freed us because it wasn't us that put us in slavery. It's not going to be us that deliver us out of slavery.
Right.
If you can understand that, it will affect how you live your life. We can't think that it's anything that we do that's going to deliver us. You understand? We can't think that we're going to get our own freedom with our own hands, that we can storm the Capitol, that we can kill white families, that we can storm, that we can go and shoot police officers and all the things, the strategies that many black people and ideas that we didn't have been in America.
Right.
None of them work because none of them have included what is necessary. It's the Lord that put us in slavery. We need the Lord to take us out of this oppression. And the way you do that is by serving the Lord, turning back to the Lord.
Right.
You understand? That's right, young man, Andrew. It's because we didn't keep the commandments of God, so he wasn't on our side. That's exactly why. Shalom, Shapara, I see you. You understand? Ayen the bar says no sweat. Right, read what you got, please, mighty man.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls.
The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant man seeking goodly pearls. Christ is speaking right here. If you have the actual Bible in front of you, you understand the words would be in red. Whenever the words are in red, it's to indicate that Christ himself is speaking. They have done this because you would think that the most important words in the Bible are Christ's words, which is true. The problem is Christians will read these red words and ignore these red words. You understand? They will call themselves Christian and meanwhile ignore everything that Christ said. We have the words of Christ right here in the Bible. Well, this is Christ himself speaking, and Christ is making a comparison to the kingdom of heaven. He's making a parable, or what we would call today an analogy or metaphor. Marika said, you false prophets talk nonsense. Well, Marika, tell me what exactly that I have said that is false. Tell me, I'm here, I'm listening.
Right.
Tell me what specifically have I said that is not true? If you call us a false prophet, tell me specifically what have I said that is not true? Of course, you can't do that because everything that I have said up to this point has been the absolute truth and provable in the Bible. You can't prove what you're saying because you're just speaking nonsense. You're talking nonsense, Marika. But I'm open to hear your argument. You don't have one, but I'm open to hearing it. Shalom, Shell, I see you. Right? The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant. Read that again, please.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it.
So now the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant man. You understand? And when he found this pearl, he went and sold everything that he had to attain this pearl. Keep reading.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away.
Christ is comparing the kingdom of heaven to a man who's a merchant. He sells things. And he found this one pearl. And this pearl was so valuable to him that he sold everything that he had for this pearl. This is how you should treat the kingdom of heaven. This is how you should treat the things of the Lord. It has to be valuable to you above everything. If this is not valuable to you above everything, you are not worth it. You understand? This has to be your everything. You know how you heard the phrase in the world? Type a yes or no in the chat if you've ever heard the phrase, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Type a yes or no in the chat if you've ever heard that phrase. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Marika said, you said the I.S.U.P.K, the only one with the truth, which is a lie. Okay. So Marika, you believe that we are not the only ones with the truth. Well, tell me who else has the truth, Marika? If you think that me saying the I.S.U.P.K are the only ones with the truth, tell me who else outside of you of the I.S.U.P.K has the truth. Since you said that was a lie, tell me who else has the truth.
Right.
Right, Shalom says, good to see you. I see all the yeses coming in, right? Well, that phrase is a terrible phrase when it comes to the kingdom of God. This has to be something, brother, where you put every single egg you have in this basket. Right. Everything in your life should be put towards this. And it's a hard concept to understand because we live a life that when you're in survival mode makes you hold a little bit of anything to the side. Well, I got to hold on to this, right, and not let nobody know I got this because I might need it. Right. Because we're conditioned, brother, the way we view life is not all in. And really, that's the key to success with anything. The key to success is just to be all in, right? To not have a plan B. Maybe your plan A didn't work because you had a plan B. The key to success is just to be one-minded, focused on this one thing, and you decide, I'm all in. That's the people that are successful. You understand, outside of them being criminals, you know, they were dedicated to this one thing. I'm all in. Right. Well, the kingdom of heaven is the same way. The kingdom of heaven, brother, is worth you being all in. Go ahead, Shapak.
It's crazy. It just dawned on me. We have the truth and we're false prophets. I wouldn't listen to anything she says.
Well, I'm gonna get to that part next. I just wanted to see who else had the truth except us, outside of us. You understand? The truth is something that you have to put all your eggs in one basket. This is something where you got to give it your all. You have to go broke for the truth. You have to now lose vehicles, lose wives, or lose a spouse, lose family, lose children. The truth is the one thing that is worth suffering for. Right. And the problem is, it's the one thing that you try to hold out on. You think you can come in here and then what's the word? What's the word old folks used to say? Pussyfoot around. You think you come in the truth and pussyfoot. Well, you are sometimesy. Well, I'm gonna give just enough. I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do that. The truth is has to be something where you are extreme. You're a zealot. If not, it's no point in you being in here. It's no point in you doing anything if you're not doing it all the way, really. Whatever you decide to do in life, you should be 100% dedicated to it. Right. Or it's no point in you doing it. It's a waste of your time. What the Bible is saying, the kingdom of heaven is compared to a pearl that a merchant man found, and he sold everything he had for this pearl. So like, let's let the brother sit down in the middle, please. You understand? That's what the kingdom of heaven is like. Shalom, Charles, I see you, brother. The kingdom of heaven has to be something that is so valuable to you that it's worth giving up everything. It's worth it. Because you know what? Christ understood that. Christ gave his life for the kingdom of heaven. Good to see you, young man. Right? So now, Marika said, we are not the only ones with the truth. I know she wasn't going to respond. Here's the problem with what you said, Marika. You understand? To say that we are not the only ones with the truth, you right there just admitted something that you didn't understand. You admitted. Marika, you admitted we have the truth. Your problem isn't whether or not we have the truth. Your problem is whether or not whoever you're with has the truth, because you just admitted we have the truth and you probably didn't even realize you did it. You said it was a lie when I said that we are the only ones to have the truth. You believe that there are other people that have the truth as well, which means you too believe we have the truth. We both agree on that, Marika, that the UPK has the truth. Where we disagree is that people outside the UPK have the truth. And the fact of the matter is, Marika, nobody outside of here has the truth. You understand? And I'll get it for you. Get me Ephesians chapter 4, verse 5. Shalom, Danielle Marie, I see you. If you haven't done so, make sure y'all like and share the stream. Clearly, we need to push the truth. We have many Marikas out there. We have many Marikas. You understand? I put my Donald Trump whistle. Many Marikas. We have many haters. You understand? This is what we got to do. We have to push the truth because people don't understand the spirit of the Most High. We're not all in the truth, baby girl. We're not all together. We're not all Israelites. You're a Christian. You are a gospelite, like Officer Shar said. You're a gospelite. You understand? You're not an Israelite because Israelites only exist in the UPK. Everything else is Christian culture masked as Israelites. That's it. And I'm telling you out of love so that you can come and change your life and truly follow Israelite culture according to the Bible. Whoever got it, please read.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 5. One Lord, one faith, one baptism.
Keep reading.
One God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all.
This is what Paul's saying. There's one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God. I hope you understand that there's only one truth. Do you honestly believe that there are multiple Israelite groups that have the truth that goes against everything in the Bible? There's no way we all have the truth.
Right.
It doesn't exist. Somebody has the truth and then everybody else doesn't. That's the truth. Now, if you want to make the argument that your group has the truth and we don't, then that's a better argument to make. And of course, I can prove that wrong, but that's a better argument to make.
Right.
You understand? Because that's biblical. Either one of us has it and one of us doesn't.
Right.
But your argument is we both have it. Well, Marika, you're not in here, so you couldn't have the truth. She said, my brother, you're in sin. How am I in sin, Marika? You didn't even answer my other question. Who else outside of the I.S.U.P.K has the truth, if not just us? You can't answer, Marika, because you in spirit know they don't have the truth. That's why you're here watching UPK classes. That's why you're in an I.S.U.P.K class. Whoever group you subscribe to, we're not in their class. You're in this class because you know we have the truth. I don't watch fake Israelite group classes.
Right.
Because it's not the truth.
Right.
I don't even waste my goddamn time. No. Marika, but here you are watching the UPK, just like other fake Israelites in secret that are not leaving comments, but I know you're watching because you know this is the truth. Go ahead, Shapak.
It's lucky about me. It's crazy because Christ said, "Whoever is ashamed of me is if you can't shout out your group, you're ashamed of them."
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? You don't want to let it be known. Oh, I tell everybody I.S.U.P.K. I walk around in the world with an I.S.U.P.K. t-shirt on.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like I want everybody to know I'm in the truth.
That's right.
I mean, you can't shout your group out. Well, Christ said, if you're ashamed of me, then you're not deserving of me.
Yeah. You should be, if the group that you're with, if you truly believe that the group that you're with has the truth, why wouldn't you be pushing that on us? Meaning, once you find the truth, don't you want to tell everybody?
Right.
Once you find out what you believe to be the truth, you're trying to let everybody know. You're trying to spread it to everybody. Brother, the damn Mormons walk and ride up and down the street on mountain bikes, pushing what they believe to be the truth. They in their heart believe it's the truth, and they want to tell everybody. The damn Jehovah's Witnesses are going door to door because they believe they have the truth. They want to tell everybody. The Christians are going overseas, you understand, as missionaries because they want to tell everybody. Marika, if you believe the group that you're with is the truth, You would be on here telling us who we should go to. You're not telling us who we should go to because you know that nasty group that you're with is not the truth. Give me Matthew 12 and 30. Go ahead, Trooper.
No, one of the reasons why she can't say is because they're probably a break off from a break off that came from the source.
That's right.
I.S.U.P.K.
That's right. Every Israelite group that exists is a break off of a break off. You understand? It's just a matter of how far off they are from the source. You understand? You know, they got this. Oh, that's my second cousin removed.
Right.
You understand? My third cousin. I never even knew what the hell that meant. What do you mean? What is a cousin removed? Don't try to explain it to me because I'm not going to understand. Right. You understand? I don't want to understand. I just know, is that my cousin or not? You understand? You're talking about third, second cousin removed. Well, that's you fake Israelite groups. You understand? The I.S.U.P.K. is the source. It's the source. And your group that exists is somehow a break off of a break off that comes from somebody that was once in here.
Right.
You understand? Whoever has the scripture, please, let's read. Matthew chapter 12, verse 30. If you haven't done so, y'all hit that thumbs up, man. Let's share the stream. Let's like the stream. Marika, where you at, girl? Where you at? Talk to me.
You started something.
She started something. She got to see this to the end. Come on, Marika. Let's see this to the end. Talk to me. Read that, please.
Matthew 12, chapter 30. He that is not with me is against me.
Stop. Read that again.
He that is not with me is against me.
If you didn't know, if you don't have the Bible in front of you, this is Christ speaking. What color are those words, brother?
Red.
The color of these words are red, again, to indicate that Jesus Christ himself is speaking. Again, your idea of Jesus Christ is this. This is your idea of Jesus Christ. And this, we all can be together. Everybody has their own walk. I can't try to dictate the way he serves God. See, he serves God his way. I serve God my way. And we all love God in our own little way. We all have a personal relationship with Jesus. We all have our own walk with Jesus. Yes, Lord. Yes, God. God knows my heart. Yeah, see, that's you, Marika. That's you. Go ahead, Shapak.
I just remembered how all those other Israelite groups except us have that unity camp.
That's
so
right.
Christian.
That's Christian, brother.
They all think differently, but they're all unity.
That's right, brother. It's Christian. You understand? Christ was not a God. Excuse me. Christ was not a man that taught unity. You understand? Christ was a man that taught separation.
Right.
Christ was a man that taught that we are not all together. You understand? That's what Christ was about. Christ wasn't about unity. I'll prove it to you. Christ just said right here, he that is not with me is against me. What does that mean? That means if you didn't follow Christ, you were not a servant of Christ.
Right.
If you were not with the men that Christ had rolling with him, you weren't a servant of Christ. I'll give you another controversial take. John the Baptist was not in the truth. Shalom, Kasad, when I see you. John the Baptist was not in the truth. A lot of you fake Israelites and you Christians, for some reason, you have an affinity for John the Baptist. John the Baptist was not in the truth. Why? Because John the Baptist did not roll with Christ. Marika said, I follow Christ, liar. You don't follow Christ. You don't follow Christ because here is where the followers of Christ are. Right. You're not here. Christ just said, he that is not with me is against me. You're not here, Marika. I see the brothers and sisters that are here with us. I don't see Marika in here. Marika, you in here? Marika? Raise your hand, Marika. Okay, yeah, I just want to double check. You're not here, Marika. You're not here, which means you're not with us.
Right. Which
means you're against Christ. See, Christianity has taught you that, shalom, y'all. Y'all want some water, anything? You want some soda? Y'all can grab a soda. Shapop, they want some soda. You can grab some soda or whatever. You understand? Something to drink if they want to, some water. Christ is saying, if you're not with me, you're against me, man. And that's the God honest truth. The Christian church has made serving God real cloudy and real gray, where you're not supposed to focus too much on how they live their life. You got to just trust in their heart that they serve God. The Lord makes it very clear who follows him. It's easy. All you have to do is see who's here with us.
Right.
You understand? Whoever's here with us is with us. It's not hard. Just like when you were down on your luck, you know who's with you by who's with you. It's very simple. Those that are with you when in bad times, those are the people that are with you. It's the same with Jesus Christ. You understand? Trooper Shakai said they don't understand the law that governs the earth. That's right. Keep reading. Read it from the top, please.
Matthew 12:30. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathers not with me scatter abroad.
Scattered abroad, man. This is what Christ is saying. He that doesn't gather, Shapai, give me the scripture where the disciples seen other cats healing or saw other cats trying to heal. Give me that scripture, please. You understand? Christ is saying that he that is not with me is against me, and those that are not gathering with me, they scatter abroad. Marika, whatever fake group that you're with, that group is destroying the work of Christ. You're working against Christ. That's what you're doing. You understand? Because you're supposed to be in here with us. You're supposed to be here. The body is one. We just read it in Ephesians. Paul said there's one body, one faith, one baptism, one God. How is it that you're not here with us? What you're saying is there's two bodies now. If we're not the only ones with the truth, what you're saying is there's two bodies, the UPK and whatever nonsense that you're with. That's not true. There's only one body. So either your group is the truth and we're not, or our group is the truth and yours isn't. Now, which one is it, Marika? Just help me. She says, so what makes your group the one body? You just said it. You just said it. You already said that we have the truth. You said, please explain. There we go. Now you're getting some manners. That's what we need. You're getting on the right track. You understand? We casting the demon out. I'll explain for you. What makes our group the one body is, first, you already admitted to us having the truth. You yourself said we are not the only ones that have the truth, which means you acknowledge that we do have the truth. Shalom says, good to see you. You understand? You need a Bible or anything? Just, okay, no sweat. No sweat. Zolan Hall said, also, she wants to know why we speak Hebrew. Maria would like to know, what is the I.S.U.P.K belief? I would tell her, but I would like for her to hear it from someone above me. She wants to know, what is our religion? Okay, Zolan Hall, this is the first thing I would tell her. It's not a religion. What we're doing right here has nothing to do with religion. This is a school. This is right here is a school. This is a classroom. Understanding what we do is teach the true culture of God's people, the Israelites. You understand? What we teach is that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, and that the white man is the devil. That's what we teach. It's not a religion. We have no association with any religion or any other group. You understand? When you go into the Bible, you'll find out that all religion is nonsense. It's trash. All religion is garbage. It destroys our people. And the Lord said following a religion would be part of the curses we will go through. The Lord said you would serve gods of wood and stone in the land that your forefathers have not known. Christianity, Islam, Rastafarianism, Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, whatever religion that exists out there is a curse to God's people. This simply is a bloodline. You understand? This simply is the bloodline of one family. Right. That's it. It's nothing superstitious or mystical about it. It's just we are one family and we're reading about the culture and the records of our family. Black people, many of us have always wondered, where do we come from? Yep. Many of us, before we came in here, we always had a longing desire to know, okay, but I know they tell us we come from Africa, but there's always been a longing to know, but who are we? Right. Where do we come from? What is our culture? When you go look at the DNA test, brother, Blacks and Hispanics make up the majority of patrons that take DNA tests, because we are the people that have been robbed and spoiled, that have been taken and ripped from our identity and culture. And because of it, we've been searching for who we are for so long. And we think we can find our identity through 23andMe, Ancestry.com. You're not going to find your identity through any religion, through any DNA test. Your identity comes from the book that has been with us this entire time,
right?
The Bible. It's been here. We just didn't know it was our culture, our history book pertaining to our family. Go ahead, Shapap.
I say I got a scripture you want, but I also got a precept.
Let's get your precept first.
Sir. This is the book of John. It's the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give you, I give unto you, that ye love one another.
That's right.
As I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
That's right.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
That's right.
If ye have love one to another.
Break it down.
Sir. The I.S.U.P.K. We stick together. We have a brotherhood like no other. These other Israelite groups start from a man who left the I.S.U.P.K. and was no brother, had no brotherhood, no loyalty, and he, for the devious reasons that he wanted to leave and start their own camp. You'll find that there's many reasons why.
Right.
They decided to anoint themselves, leave their brothers, and start another camp. Meanwhile, they're leading people. They're following a person who didn't love their brother.
That's a perfect precept. And I'll give you an example that makes it very clear what Officer Shapat just explained. Excuse me. Have any of you ever heard the phrase, how you get them is how you lose them?
Right.
I'll break down what that means. I used to hear it all the time by the old folks. If you are a man and you sleep with another man's woman, and now you take her and she's with you, brother, there's a high probability that the way you got that woman is how you're going to lose that woman. The way the relationship started, it's how it's going to end. You got that woman through adultery, you're going to lose that woman through adultery. You understand? It's a high probability. Even when you go into marriage statistics, they say each time you get married, the chance of the success rate decreases every time you get married all over again. Meaning your best shot was with your first marriage.
Right.
Every time afterwards, the chances of success decreases. Well, the way you start anything is the way you have to maintain it. You start something off a certain way, you're going to have to do the same things to maintain it. Your fake Israelite groups, every single fake Israelite group outside of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge was started by traitors, was started by disloyal, weak men that forsook the truth and left. What do you think you're going to get? What do you think is going to be the nature of your group? I'll give you a perfect example. I forgot his name. I want to say, I ain't gonna say his name because I forgot his name. I'm getting the names confused right now. One of the cats that was in the school, he left the UPK and started the House of David. From the House of David is where you have Nasty Nate, Tahar. Nasty Nate is the leader of the Purple Sodomites. Tahar is the leader of GMS. They left the UPK and they were in the House of David. Of course, guess what happened with the House of David? They broke off. From the House of David is where you have the Purple Sodomites and GMS. Guess who comes from GMS? Go ahead. Pegrilla, the Booty Bandits, the Bati Bandits. That's who comes from GMS. Sakari. Guess who comes from Sakari? They got a new group now called Genesis. It's going to be the same thing. Yeah, of course, brother. What do you expect? This is going to keep going on, brother. It's going to keep happening. The way it starts is the way it has to be maintained. What you have to understand is you should go to the source. Go to the thing that has been unchanged, the UPK.
Right.
You understand? These other groups come from men that were traitors. The nature of your group is going to be disloyal, traitorous men. And that's what you're seeing. That's why all these groups exist. If you do the history of where they come from, who they come from, 9 out of 10 times, brother, they come from the UPK. somewhere down the line. And if those that don't come from the UPK, they have learned from the UPK directly or indirectly. Go ahead, Shapop.
Not about me. I mean, I can believe it, but it always, when I think of the thought of when we saw the video of Nasty Nate saying he left the UPK because we had too many women.
Yeah.
That's
gay.
Ridiculously gay.
That's gay. And I'm not saying it to be to slander the homosexual, but I'm just telling you what it is. You mean to tell me you left the truth because other men were getting women? It's because you were into those men. The only person that gets mad at a man getting more than one woman is a woman. Understandably. You understand what type of man now is upset because you're getting women? He's a man that identifies with a woman more than a man. Most brothers, when you see a brother getting more than one woman, there's something in us that was like, that's right, brother. Damn right. You understand? I hope you work it out. I hope you do it right. You understand? Damn right, brother. Yeah. You got to be a weird type of cat to see a man getting more than one woman, and you look at that. Much polygamy. You understand? You're weird. You understand? I'm saying weird to be polite. You're gay. You understand? You're a church auntie. You're the spirit of a church auntie that hates to see men be men. You understand? Just hate to see a man exercise their God-given right in our culture. You understand? And Nasty Nate, he's a homosexual. You understand? That's not slander or hyperbole. That's the truth. You understand? He said much polygamy. Right? So now let me get I've got a couple questions in here. Shapat, let's get the scripture you had. You tell when the brothers where we at, they can read it for you. And then I'm going to get Kasad with Nas' question. Trooper Shakat posted a scripture. That's an excellent precept. James 1:27. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father to this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Excellent precept. Go ahead, priest.
You wanted that to be read again?
No, the precept where the disciples seen the cats trying to heal.
Okay.
Let's go there, please. And I'm going to go to Kasad with Nas' question after we break this down.
Luke chapter 9, verse 49. And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in the name.
Read that again from the top.
John,
nice and loud, please.
And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name.
Stop right there. Now, this is John. This is a man that actually follows Christ. How do you know he follows Christ? Wait, give it a second. How do you know John actually follows Christ? Read it again from the top, please.
And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name.
Stop right there. He's always going to give him. How do you know John is somebody that actually follows Christ? Nobody. Spot, go ahead.
He called the master.
That's right. He was there with him. To simplify it, he was there with him. Right. Those that are with him are with him. It's not superstitious, man. You want to know who's with you, just look around. The people that are with you are the people that are with you. This John was with Christ. That's how he was able to ask Christ this question. Master, we've seen those casting out demons in your name. This was a vexation. This bothered John because the cats that was called themselves casting out demons, they were doing it under the authority of Christ, supposedly, but they weren't with Christ. You understand? They weren't with Christ. John was with Christ. And John seen these cats claiming to be followers of Christ, claiming to perform miracles through the power of Christ. But the problem is they weren't with Christ. They weren't with him. So now keep reading.
And we forbade him.
We forbade him, meaning John, the disciples of Christ have always been rough men. You want to know what the disciples were like? Just look at the brothers in here. They're rough, man. If you a sister in here, man, and you got a husband in here, man, just bear with him, man. I know he rough. You have a man of God, and you have to just accept that and just thank the Lord you don't have a batty boy, man, that's asking you to put a strap on and hit him with something bigger than him. Thank the Lord you got a man. And what comes with that, man, sometimes is he rough. He might be a little too rough, and you have to come back and apologize to you. I do it all the time. So like it, baby. I did not mean to say that like that. I was a little rough. You understand? And if you're a brother in here, it's okay to apologize for being too rough. You understand? To your rib and your kids. And so we are rough brothers, and that's just the spirit of the men before us. Well, John is telling Christ, we seen these niggas claiming they was with us. And we told them niggas, stop. You understand? He said, we forbade them. We told them, stop doing what you're doing. Pack that garbage up. Get the hell out of here. What you doing? Talking about you casting out demons in Christ's name. Nigga, you ain't with Christ. Get the hell off the corner. Get off the block. That's what John is saying. That's what happened. Go ahead, Trooper.
Now I was going to say they had on UPK shirts.
Yeah. There's a controversy about that a couple of years ago, brother. It was fake Israelites buying One West shirts. You understand? And then being on the streets, we One West too. Yeah. You ran into the wrong brothers in here. You understand? Yeah, remember, some of us come from gang backgrounds. And whatever we into, we take it serious. And you ran into the wrong brothers in here, and they made you take them shirts off. Because, nigga, you're not One West. You're not in here, and you're not going to claim to be in the truth when you're not with us. It was the same thing. John is telling Christ, he giving him the layout. Yeah, it's like it, sir. Tell me why we was out and we seen some niggas the same way we doing here. Everybody that's in here, you all have a story. Tell me why I seen them purple faggots posted up on Minnesota. Man, I was getting ready to tell them, get the hell out of here. And some of us actually did it until you had to get checked. And the man above you told you what Christ told John. You understand? Many of you, you'll see it and you'll do what is natural to do when you're in the truth. You want to shut it down. Man, I seen them GMS weirdos with them curtains. Man, I pulled over and told them, get the hell out of here, and they left.
Right.
Brother, that's a common thing in here when you're young, because, again, it's the same spirit. Well, this is what Christ said. Keep reading.
Because he followed not with us.
See, John told him, I forbade him to cast out demons in your name because he followed not with us. He wasn't with us. Why is he claiming to do the work in your name when he not with us, man? Keep reading.
50. And Jesus said unto him, forbid him not.
Oh, Christ said what?
Forbid him not.
This is one of the lessons that if you're a young officer, this might confuse you. Because when you come in here, you might think the right thing to do is you see them fake Israelites and you think, no, hell no, they got to get out of here. Right. They got to pack that up. And you think telling them to leave is the right thing to do. Your spirit is right. You understand? It's the spirit that you have, it's right. But you have to have wisdom from men above you. And this is what has to happen. Christ told John, forbid them not. Why? Keep reading.
For he that is not against us is for us.
He that is not, read it again.
For he that is not against us is for us.
He that is not against us is for us. Somebody explain to me, how were those fake Israelites, because that's what they were, those men that were casting out demons in Christ's name, how were they for Christ? And you have to break this down, because a fake Israelite will hear this, brother, and they'll say, see, Christ just said if they weren't against him, they're for him. Fake Israelites have used this scripture to say we working together. Nigga, you don't understand the breakdown. What is Christ saying? Read that part again.
For he that is not against us is for us.
He that is not against us is for us. How? How does that work? Keep reading.
And it came to pass.
That's all right there. Black Dazzle got it. Their ineffectiveness will prove the validity of Christ. Give her a hand. You don't have to stop the purple sodomites from going on the street corners. It's good that they go on the street corners. So now we can watch videos of some crazy woman with a Jeep driving and knocking their camp signs over, and everybody can see God is not with them. Right. Now we can watch videos of you getting shot as you call yourself trying to prophesy, and everybody can recognize God is not with them. Right. Now we can watch videos of you being ineffective. We can watch videos of you and we can tell the difference. Oh, Have you ever, type in the chat, yes or no, have y'all ever seen the purple sodomites or Sakari ever get a boot kiss? Have you ever seen that? And I'm not saying a boot kiss is a measure of who God is with, you know, because you can be just a, you know, anybody on the street and get a boot kiss if you know, but just for the sake of argument, have you ever seen the purple sodomites or Sakari get a boot kiss? Have you ever seen a white person kiss their boots? Look at all the no's. Young man DeCarlo, Zolan, Shell, Trooper Shalat, Princess Kanawa, Nasha. No. Maria, Shapala, Black Dazzle. You haven't seen it. And if you've seen it, it's not real. You understand? It's not real. You haven't seen it because that's why Christ is saying them that are not against us are for us. If they're not actively coming up against us to stop us from speaking, leave them alone. Right. Because all they're doing is proving that they don't have the truth. Marika said, yeah, I have and can prove it. Marika, who are you with? What is your group? You have yet to disclose what group you're with. I already have an idea who you're with because it's a certain group that loves to hide who they're with. Right. I don't even think Marika is a real woman. You understand? I have a strong inkling that Marika is Mario. Mario Bon Yisrael. You understand? Deacon Mario. Deacon Mario, what group are you with? Just tell me that, and we can establish the matter very quickly. Right? Christ is saying, don't even worry about these cats that's not with us, because them being outside of here, the Lord is not with them. And their existence is going to further validate we have the truth. Brother, do you know that there are brothers in the Sakari that would have never joined the UPK? And then they see what happened with their leader. And now there are many brothers that are looking at the UPK like, damn, I guess they do have the truth. Right. I guess the Lord wasn't with us. You need that. You need opposition, because opposition now gives occasion for war. And war is the only way you can determine who the Lord is with. There's many precepts you can go to prove that. A brother Elijah went to war with a bunch of false prophets. They went to war. They was going miracle for miracle. You understand? Elijah told them, you call on your gods to light up this wood. You understand? And I'll call on my God to light it, to burn this altar. And you read the scriptures, these false prophets were praying and you know, all that in nonsense for their gods to come light up this altar, and it didn't happen. And Elijah mocked them. Then Elijah called on the God of the Bible, Yahweh, and he rained down fire and lit the altar. The only way to prove who the Lord is with is through warfare. That's why these battles and debates are excellent. You understand? They're excellent. Captain Zaryak, brother, is a gladiator for the truth. You understand? Raised up under commanding General Yahanna, because that's the only way you can see who the Lord is with and who he is not with. You understand? Through warfare. The Lord is not with, she said, WFI, Watchmen for Israel. They're relevant. I thought you was with somebody that at least was known. Watch WFY, WTF. Who the hell are them? You understand? Some knockoff off-brand group that came from a knockoff. You understand? Junior Jackson said, if not, she's the leader of that group. Probably. Yeah. You understand? Watchmen for Israel. Sure, whatever. They don't have the truth. You understand? For time's sake, that's what you need. There's only one body. If you think otherwise, then come battle us and let the Lord show who he is with. You understand? Let me address this real quick, and I'm gonna get Kasai with Nas' question. Go ahead, Shapat.
I don't know who's first. We did have another question.
Let's get it.
Zolan Hall said, "Is it unlawful for me to have?" Zolan Hall said, "Is it unlawful for me to have two wives and have them to interact sexually with each other?"
Hell yes, nigga. Yes, that's nasty, brother. That's nasty. I'm telling you, as a brother, if you even are desiring that, you have a problem. It's not normal for a man to desire to see two women interact with each other. That's not normal. That's not a normal inclination or proclivity. That's not normal. It's not no, and I'm not putting you on blast. And I'm not saying this to I'm not being facetious towards you. I'm telling you as a brother, you need to come get help, brother, because you'll be the next gorilla Hebrew. It is not normal for a man to desire to see two women together. That's homosexuality. You know that, right? I know the world paints homosexuality different when it's two men versus two women. It's the same spirit. If you are into watching two women do things with each other, you know what is right around the corner? And you watching two men do things with each other. It's right around the corner. It is right there. It's the same thing. You understand? It's completely unlawful. If you have two wives, brother, those wives are married to you separately. You understand? This wife over here is married. That's your marriage here. And this wife over here is married to you. And that's your marriage. We're not all married. You understand? We're not all one big, happy Mormon family. That's nasty. That's garbage. You understand? You're not allowed to have sex with them at the same time. You're not allowed to send one rib, a video of you and the other rib and what y'all have done. You're not allowed to send pictures of this rib to the other. Brother, that's Diddy. You understand? It's Diddy. That's not the truth. And if you're a brother that is having those type of desires, you need to get counsel, because those type of desires is what destroys men of renown. Again, look at P. Diddy. Look at Gorilla Shebrew. This nigga was going viral, brother. He was going viral on YouTube for a short time. I remember, I was like, what, this nigga started getting thousands of views like this out of nowhere. And brother, the Lord let him rise up just for his fall to be famous. You know, you got cats in the world now thinking all Israelites are like this nigga. Now we got to defend again the Israelites and who we are because of nasty niggas. We already had to defend being an Israelite because Tahar, brother, I remember I went and I had a store when I was at my slave. This was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I was working a slave and I went into one of my stores. And the sister seen my shield. She's like, oh, you an Israelite? And the sister was feeling me too. I was getting excited. She was feeling me. She was like, she was like, oh, you an Israelite? I was like, yeah. She was like, She did that. And I'm like, whoa. Why you do that? She really was turned off. And so now I'm inquiring. I was like, what's going on here? She said, y'all believe you can have sex with little girls. And brother, now the entire time I have to break down and teach and explain to her that that's not what real Israelites believe. There are only one Israelite group, the UPK. I had to give her the whole breakdown on that's GMS. That's not the UPK. The point of it is you fake Israelites make it where we have to now explain your nastiness as we live a righteous life. We are the ones that have to answer for your nastiness. You ain't got to answer for it. We do, because we are the only ones that's going to be here when you're gone. We're the only ones that's going to be here when you decide to tuck your tail and leave and become a gang member or go back to being a pastor or being a pimp or drug dealer. We're going to be here. And we have to be the representatives to now teach and undo all the dirt and harm that you have done. You understand? Go ahead, Trooper Salaki.
Salaki, sir. Leviticus 18:18. Would this be a good precept for that?
Let's read.
Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, besides the other in her lifetime.
You definitely use this as a precept. You understand? But this is more speaking about the familial relationship. You understand? Meaning, if you are married to you're not allowed to take a rib and now marry her mother or her sister. Okay. You're not allowed to do that. The Lord stopped that after Leah and Rachel with Jacob. You understand? So if you're a brother, you understand, and you see a sister that you interested in, you better find out if she got any other sisters that might be better than her. You understand? Because once you choose one, you stuck with that one. So, like, I know sisters didn't want to hear that joke. They understand if you're a brother and you got a sister that you're interested in, and you know she got sisters, you might want to inquire and go around the family before you seal the deal. Because it might be a couple more sisters in that is better. You understand? And once you choose one, all the other ones is off limits. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat Salaki.
You just might want to play the friend for a second.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about courting. You're not locked into anything. As long as you keep your hands and your mouth and your private parts to yourself, you're not locked into anything. You understand? Yahweh's daughter said, you guys are reprobates, sexual sadistic demons. Yahweh's daughter, didn't I check you a couple weeks ago? You back for more. I understand. I'll give you what you need, right? What else we have, Shapat? So to answer your question, Zolan Hall, it is absolutely unlawful to have your ribs interacting with each other sexually. It's completely unlawful, and it's a very deviant thing to do and desire. What else we have?
Really, you said
let me get Kassad with Nas' question first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna deal with Yahweh's daughter. She said having multiple wives is sexual immorality. All right, let's get Kassad with Nas' breakdown first, and we're gonna come to this broad right here.
I didn't see her question.
Keep scrolling. It should be there.
It's up.
Yeah. Shalom, Trooper Batak. I see you. If you haven't done so, make sure you like and share the stream. She said, Yahweh's daughter said, you guys are full of hate. The brothers at other camps are your brothers. No, they're not. And I can give you a precept really quickly as Shapat finds in scripture.
Okay.
I'll give you the precept to prove that's not true. Right? Get me Matthew chapter 12, verse 46 quickly, and then I'm going to get Kassad with Nas' question, and then I'm going to double back to Yahweh's daughter.
Oh, there you go.
You understand? So give me Matthew 12 and 46 first. All right. She said, polygamy is sexual immorality. You guys are sick. Oh, no, we'll see, sis. We'll see. I understand. Go ahead, please, mighty man. Read that.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
I had 13.
No sweat. No sweat.
12 and 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
So now, just to give you a backdrop of what's going on, Christ is at camp. He's at camp with the disciples. If you want to know what this looks like, just watch a video of any I.S.U.P.K. camp. You have brothers that are inside the camp, that are behind the signs, and everybody else outside of the camp is without the camp or outside the camp. You understand? Just to give you a visual backdrop and some context to what's going on right here. Christ is in the camp with his disciples and his mother and his brother, his physical mother, Mama Dearest. You understand? And his brother came up to the camp wanting to talk to him. Keep reading.
Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
So now when the disciples, he on Shamar, he let Christ know, Salaki, so your mama and your brother here, they want to talk to you. Right? Keep reading.
But he answered and said unto him.
This is what Christ said when his disciple let him know that his mother and brother was here to talk to him while he was at camp. Keep reading.
Who is my mother? And who are my brethren?
Keep reading.
Verse 49. And he stretched forth his hand toward the disciples and said, behold my mother and my brethren.
So to give you a visual of what Christ was doing, imagine Christ is on the podium speaking. You understand? Or Christ is behind the camp as a camp leader. And they say, it's like, so your mama and your brother here to talk to you. And Christ, he said, who is my mother and brother? Who are you talking about? He pointed to the brothers. These niggas is my brothers and my mother. This is my family. What are you talking about? What mother? What brother? These are my brothers. Keep reading.
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
Christ said, whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my mother, my brother, my sister. Those other Jakes, those other cats that are in the other Israelite groups are not a brother to me. Because guess what? If they were around me, they would molest my daughter. If they were around me, they would steal my money. Right. If they were around me, they would lie, they would deceive, they would do to me what a brother wouldn't do, because they don't believe the same thing I believe. You know who's my brother? These brothers right here. You know who's my sister? This sister's right here. You know who's my mother? Sister's right here. That's who my family is. Those that do the will of my Father. And if you are not in the I.S.U.P.K, you're not my brother, because you don't do the will of the Father. Because if you did, you would be here. Right. If you followed Christ, if you did the will of the Father, you would be right here with us. Everybody else doesn't do the will. That's why you're not with us. How can two walk together except they agree? If you truly agreed in following Christ, you would be right here in this class. But you don't agree. And that's why you're not here. And that's why you're not my brother. Right. You understand? Let's get Kasai Wana's question, please. No, what we got?
Sawadan say, Salakia, sir, if I may receive a breakdown of Ephesians 4 and 29, specifically, how should this be applied when faced with heavy emotions?
Excellent question.
Water, sir.
No sweat. Let's get Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Go ahead, Shapat.
Salakia, this very subject right here, I had to say something to somebody at my slave about this. You know what I'm saying? They mentioned eating crabs. You know what I mean? And I spoke about not eating crabs, right? And she was like, you know, she gonna basically do what she want to do. You know what I mean? So I just let it go after that. I want her. So she proceeded on to the person next to her to tell them a recipe of how she make her crabs, and you should try it. Yeah, that's corrupt communication right there.
The water, we gonna break it down. A lot of you that live in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you got a lot of corrupt communication when it comes to them crab cakes. You disobey the Lord for them lump crab cake. Them crab cakes is not that damn good. I don't care what you're talking about. No. Them crab cakes are not that good. You understand? You're just a greedy, fat neck bastard. That's what you are. That's why your neck is so fat. That's why your back is so big. You understand? You're nasty. You ever wonder why Christians are always sloppy? Why are you Christians so sloppy? Ain't nothing wrong with being big, but you Christians are a different type of sloppy. You understand? There's a good big, and then there's a Christian big. Ugh, brother. I'm telling you, I take a woman off the streets before I take a woman from the church. Because a woman in the church is another level of nasty. You understand? She has no bridle on what she puts in her mouth and what she does and what she believes. You understand? The same with a nigga in the church. He's the same way. Read what you got, please. Ephesians 4 and 29.
Let no corrupt communications proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use, which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the heart. The hearers.
Right. So now this is Paul speaking, saying, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. The first thing we have to establish is, what is corrupt communication? You understand? I know you know, Shapat. Let's give it a chance. Type in the chat, or if you're in the room, raise your hand. What is corrupt communication according to the Bible? You have to break this down and define this, because a Christian brother, they're going to tell you something completely different than what this means. What is corrupt communication? The brother thinking, I see he put his thinking cap on. I understand. What is corrupt communication? Type in the chat. Anybody want to give it a shot in the room? Just raise your hand. Go ahead, Trooper. Mike, please, quick.
That the law is done away with.
That's an example of corrupt communication. That's correct. Trooper Shalat said God loves everyone. That's an example of corrupt communication. Trooper Shakat said anything against the word. That's correct. Princess Kanal would say, go ahead, young man. Give him the mic, please. Quickly.
When people in the world say in the Bible, like, it's okay to eat pork.
Give him a hand. You damn right, brother. You damn right. When people say that it's okay to eat pork, brother, I taught my daughter early on. You understand? We can't have this. We went to the grocery store and I'm showing her a visual. This is called shrimp. See this? These are scrimps, mama. This is scrimps. We can't have these. You see this? This is lobster. We can't have this. See that? It's pork. We can't have this. The children are never too young to learn their culture because guess what? They're learning everything else. You understand? They're without their consent, they're learning the white man's culture. They're never too young to learn our culture. And that's corrupt communication, to teach the children, to teach anybody that is a Black, Hispanic, or Native American that they can do anything that goes against what God says. You understand? King A said, is it listening to rap music? No. Corrupt communication, it has nothing to do with rap music. And that goes along with what Christians will try to lump in. Christians will say corrupt communication is what? What will a Christian say is corrupt communication? I understand, Shapat. Give it a second. What will a Christian say is a corrupt communication? Go ahead, Trooper. Go ahead. Pass the sister the mic, Baba Kushar. Go ahead, Trooper, and we can get the sister.
That God hates. That he
Nope.
doesn't love everyone.
Nope, it wouldn't be that. Go ahead, sis. You want to say something similar? Yeah. No sway. They got it on here. Black Daphne said so-called bad words. Princess Kanawa said profanity. Or Whitey said vulgar words. You want to hear what Christians call corrupt communication? Shit. Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. That. Ooh. When you say, let's say you stump your foot. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Watch your mouth, boy. You better watch your mouth there, boy. They turn to a slave. Ooh, watch your mouth. You don't lose the Lord's name in vain, boy. Get on your knees and pray to God. You better pray to sweet Lord Jesus. You lose his Lord's name in vain. All right, Big Shirley. Yes, I understand. She turned into an old slave mammy. Yeah. Christians say corrupt communication is shit. Damn. You understand? Ass. Fuck. That's to them corrupt communication. Well, that has nothing to do with that. That's what the Bible calls what? What does the Bible call what I just mentioned? Go ahead, young warrior. He had the mic. What does the Bible call what I just said?
Swearing?
Close. Not swearing, but you very close. It's a different word. What does the Bible call what the words I just used? Shapat?
Rude speech.
Rude speech. That's what the Bible calls. It's just rude speech. It's strong language. To a lot of people, it's rude. You understand? It's rude to hear somebody cuss. You ever been around somebody that cuss a lot? If you're not used to it, brother, it make you feel uncomfortable. You understand? It's rude speech. It's strong language, but it's not corrupt communication. Corrupt means to be what? What does the word corrupt mean? Go ahead, young man DeCarlo. Oh, he got the definition? Oh, he on the money. Give him a hand. That's right. What does the word corrupt mean? Go ahead.
Having or showing a willingness to act dishonestly and return. Dishonestly. That's the dictionary definition, but then I have it in the Bible is
what you got?
This reference to speech that is harmful, unwholesome, or destructive.
Right. That's another good definition.
Encouraging believers to speak the word that's built up and encouraging others.
Okay. Shapat, what you got?
I would say like the word when you think of when they say corruption, say the police are corrupt.
That's right.
That means they're against the law.
That's right. Whenever you hear the word corrupt or corruption, it's always in conjunction with somebody of a law position. Corruption in the police department, corruption in the mayor's office, corruption in the government. You understand? Corruption is usually associated with somebody that has a direct function to the law. Corruption is anything that's unlawful. You understand? Anything that deals with a function that's unlawful. Well, corrupt communication is speech that encourages unlawful behavior according to the Bible. Paul is saying, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. So now, Shaphat, give me the sister's question again, please. So, like, I know it's probably far up. Kasawa, now, yeah, let me just get the what exactly what she asked.
Salaki, sir, if I may receive a breakdown of Ephesians 4:29, specifically, how should this be applied when faced with heavy emotions, the water, sir?
Right. The way you apply this, especially when you're faced with heavy emotions, is to apply it when you're faced with a demon tempting you to sin. When you have a demon telling you, "Ooh, that pork smell good. What's them pork chops?" The demon that's telling you that them pork chops smell good and you should have some, you fight that demon. The demon that tells you when you walking through DC and you smell weed all throughout the damn air, and now you reminiscing on how good the weed smells and how it used to make you feel, yeah, you have to fight that demon. You understand? The demon that tells you brothers, you see some white girl that happen to have, that you call thick. You know, I don't know. I don't even use the word thick with white women in the same sentence. That's a thick white girl, nigga. That's a well-built German Shepherd. Right. You know, that's how I describe that. A white woman that you call thick, that's a sturdy dog right there. That's you allowed to see dogs, brother. I see some pit bulls. I'm like, that's a well-built pit bull right there. You understand? That's how I look at white women. You niggas, you see a white woman that you think has a butt, and you lose your goddamn mind. That's just a well-built German Shepherd, man. You understand? You understand? I have no dealings with that. You understand? But I can acknowledge that's a well-built German Shepherd. You brothers, you look at that. Oh, that's a thick white woman. Well, nigga, the thing that tells you that you should lay with her, the way you fight that is the way you fight this. It's easy now when you're emotional to do things and say things that may be unlawful. You have to fight it just like you fight anything else. You understand? So when you're emotional or when you're not emotional, you should never encourage someone to go against the law. And this is important for sisters too, for everybody, but sisters in particular, because there's a culture with women where when it comes to their man, a lot of women don't have a culture of telling each other the truth on how to deal with their man. A lot of sisters, you encourage a woman to leave her man at the slightest inconvenience or any sign of not being happy. That's corrupt communication. If you're a woman and your homegirl or your sister or friend is venting to you about what her man has done, and you tell her to leave her husband or to get another man or to sleep with another man, that is corrupt communication. That is unlawful, and you're going to pay for that. You understand? That's corrupt communication. Go ahead, Trooper. Excuse me, young man DeCarlo.
Moses' sister. She told him to divorce her. When she told him to divorce his wife because she was Ethiopian.
That's correct. Just like when Moses' sister tried to get Moses to leave his Cushite wife. Cush is the biblical name for the Ethiopians. Moses wasn't in the truth when he married her. And Moses married an Ethiopian woman, and he came into the truth. And Moses' sister, she a black woman, and I can imagine the black woman. She's seeing her brother with this filthy African, and I know she probably just couldn't stand it. Every time she looked at the bro, she probably was getting upset, and probably she was like, "Moses, one day, Moses, why you just don't leave her? She's not one of us. Leave that nasty African." Well, that's unlawful. That's corrupt communication because sex is marriage, and marriage is forever. Go ahead, Shaphat.
I made she caught a judgment from the Lord for that too.
She definitely did. The Lord punished her for telling Moses, her brother, to leave that heathen woman. If you're a sister, you understand, do not encourage women, your homegirls and family members and friends, to sleep with other men or leave their man. You're going to pay for it. You're enticing a woman to commit adultery. That's corrupt communication. If you're a brother and you have a woman, a sister or a daughter or a friend or homegirl, and you tell her, man, just get another nigga or leave that nigga, you're bomb. That's corrupt communication. You're going to pay for it. If you tell a brother to leave his wife, that's corrupt communication, right? Go ahead, Shapat.
It's a lot. I can just imagine it and just hearing it. You know, that brother probably laying in the cut waiting for it.
Oh yeah, a lot of you bums,
right?
And you Trey songs. I can't help but wait, losers. You understand? You waiting for you're such a low life raccoon. You're waiting for the trash to come out so you can scavenge the leftovers. Some of you cats are so disgusting and full of low self-esteem and pathetic. You are waiting on a woman for them to have a problem so that you can swoop in and save the day. You're disgusting. You understand? You're a low life and you're gay. Any man that waits for another man to be done with a woman, you have a terrible sickness in you. It's masculine to go and get your own woman. It's a masculine thing. It's masculine to not want what another man has. It's a masculine thing. You sisters that have husbands that's territorial, you got a man. So it's something that wicked women will try to take that spirit out of you, where you're territorial about what's yours. That's a masculine man. You know what's not what's not masculine? A man he'll share. I don't mind other men looking at my woman and lusting at I seen a nigga comment on the post. My brother in the school posted something about some broad in the gym dressing like a whore. And some cats in the world was like, well, I like when other men lust after my woman. I said, this nigga's gay. What the hell are you talking about? I don't mind my woman wearing booty shorts because I like having a woman that other men want. So this is no longer about this woman. This is about these men. You're attracted to what the desire that these men have. Yeah, that's not masculine, brother. It's not masculine. It's masculine to want something for yourself and nobody else can have it.
Right.
It's gay to want to share. He had her, and now I got her. I passed her to the homies. We had her. That's not masculine, brother. And the culture is too saturated with that, like it's manly. Like you pride yourself. I see a lot of disses, a lot of cats in the world. You pride yourself. That's why I slept with his baby mother. Yeah, you're gay. You're gay. You're gay. That's not you. That's not a win. He won. You understand? You're a loser. You're a raccoon sitting around the dumpster. You understand? You're a vulture waiting on around for a carcass. You're not a king. You're not a winner. You're a loser in the lowest form. A real man, brother, doesn't want what another man had. Go ahead, Shapat.
I could you say that two things about me?
Mm-hmm.
Like him just waiting, you slept with another man, baby mother. First of all, you helped them out. She was a whore.
Yeah, she was a whore.
You know what I'm saying? And for two, like you had his juices.
Yeah,
she definitely had his juices on.
Yeah, I had to go into detail, brother. Sucks a lock it down.
You know what I'm saying? But in my mate, what I was talking about, I forgot the first one.
No sweat.
But yeah, I can't remember that.
No sweat past it. You understand? It might be good. You can't remember. Right? What we got? So now, Kasab, well, I hope that answers your question. Now let's get to Yahweh's daughter. She said having multiple wives is sexual immorality. Yahweh's daughter, if you're still there, type something in the chat so I can know you're there. You understand? We're going to get the precepts to prove that having multiple wives is not sexual immorality and that it is, in fact, Israelite culture. Go ahead, Shapat. Yeah, let me get some more comments, please. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up, y'all. Like and share the stream.
First one was Abba's daughter said Bible calls multiple wives sexual immorality. Deuteronomy 7, I believe she meant 17 and 17, but she put 7:17. Deuteronomy 7:17 and 17. For the Lord has told you, you are not to go back that way again. He must not take many wives, or his heart shall be led astray. You know, I don't say that, but she kind of saying it wrong.
What scripture she pulled? Somebody get that for me.
17 and 17.
The scripture she quoted is 17 and 17. Let's get Deuteronomy 17 and 17.
He had another one. I thought I wrote it down. Pass it on.
And while we pulling this up, let me help some of you sisters that claim to be in the truth. And just as a brother, I'm trying to be a brother to you. Like if you were my physical sister, this is what I would tell my blood sisters. As a woman, the more you try to stop a man from exercising his right, you're pushing him to do that. Nothing is more unattractive than a woman that tries to dictate whether or not a man has more than one woman. I'm telling you just straight up as a brother, if you're a woman that you are trying to stop your man from getting more than one woman, you're pushing him to go do it because it's emasculating. You understand? It's emasculating for a woman to now dictate to you what you should have or shouldn't have. If you're a woman, the wise thing to do. Now, I'm not guaranteeing your husband won't get another wife because that's his right. But if you're a smart man, if you're a wise woman, just mind your business. Worry about how he treats you. That's the thing you should focus on. Focus on how he treats you. Outside of that, it's out of your purview. And stepping outside of your purview, it's you don't understand what it does to a man. It makes him feel like now he needs a woman that is not stepping outside her purview. And there are women out there, brother, who don't care about how many women you got, as long as you treating her right. There are many women like that in here, many, and they're looking for a husband bad. If you're a brother need a wife, call Junior Muhammad, brother. There's a list of sisters that are waiting and ready, and she don't care if you got 4 wives, as long as you are good to her, and that's the right spirit to be in. You are some broad out there thinking I don't want to share you. You're the type of woman that makes a man need another wife because you're emasculating him. It's emasculating for you to even think that you can stop that from happening or you have a say so and if it happens or not. It's emasculating. It's our culture. It's as Israelite culture as a head wrap. You understand? A man having a more than one woman is just as Israelite culture as a woman wearing a dress and a head wrap. It goes along with the culture. It's our culture.
Right.
Go ahead, Shapat.
I do got the other comment, but if I may, I don't know if you remember the last time we seen her, there was a dude named Byron Bull.
Yeah, he back.
And he asked the question, and then when we answered it, she popped in and kept going, and he just started co-signing her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we was later on, we was like, that's your husband.
Yeah, where's Byron? Yahweh's daughter. Where's your husband, Byron? He not here today. Byron need to come save you because I'm going to check you today, Yahweh's daughter. Byron, come get your woman, man. Come get your broad out. You understand? Go ahead.
What, the other comment?
What she got? What we got?
And then she also said she tried to put scripture in there, 1 Corinthians 7:2, because of she put sexual immoralities in quotations. Each man is to have his own wife, and each woman is to have her own husband. That's a precept she pulled back what she was saying.
I understand. Let's address the Deuteronomy first, and we'll deal with the other. Shalom, Sharash, UPK Sharash, I see you. Shalom, Hezekiah, I see you. Let's read Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 17, please.
Deuteronomy 17 and 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold.
Start at verse 15. Give you some context of what's going on here. Excuse me.
Thou shalt in any wise set him. Thou shalt, I can't get it. Excuse me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among the brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Now we're reading Deuteronomy about the commandment that the Lord has given the children of Israel. if you're going to, as the children of Israel, we are not allowed to set someone over us that the Lord didn't choose and that is not from amongst our brethren. The Lord has given us now specifications on who's allowed to be over us. One, the Lord has to choose him. Two, he has to be someone from among our brethren. That's what it has to happen. He has to be one of our brothers. He has to be from the 12 tribes of Israel. It is unlawful for us to have a king over us that is a heathen. That's against our commandment. And the Jews understood that. That's why when you read the history, there were so many riots and revolts in the 135-year period from 65 BC to 70 AD. When the Romans were over us, there were so many riots and revolts because, brother, we understood it was an affront to our laws and our culture to have a heathen king over us. Right. And many Israelites fought back. You understand? Many Israelites started riots and rebellions and were put down and murdered by the Romans because of it. Right? So now let's keep reading.
16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he shall multiply horses. For as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way.
Verse 17.
Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turns not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold.
In the precept that she pulled, this is talking about now the specifications of a king, a ruler. And the Lord is saying that this king, it says right here, neither shall he multiply wives to himself. Why? Keep reading.
That his heart turn not away.
Meaning it is not unlawful for a man to have multiple wives. There is a such thing as too much, where having too much of this will now turn your heart away. That's why it's not just listing multiple wives, it's listing horses. It's listing silver and gold, meaning there is a multiplying too much when to now it turns your heart away from God. Go ahead, Shapat.
Can I cut it? If I could, it's a lot.
Go ahead, priest.
I got a precept. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 3. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart.
There isn't such thing as having too many. There's too many. How can you serve the Lord, brother, and your whole life is tending to all these women? How can you be a leader when you have so many horses and silver and gold and so many women? It's just common sense. There's a such thing as having too much. It's not saying having multiple wives is wrong. It's not saying don't get multiple wives. It's saying don't now get so many that it causes you to not serve the Lord. Right. Which is there is a point where it's just too much. For some brothers, you getting 3 wives is too much for that brother. That brother is not going to show up to camp. He get 3 wives. You understand? He had no wives. He was showing up to camp. That brother get 1 wife. The nigga don't show up to camp no more. Salaki, sir. I'm unclean. Me and my rib, we got it in last night. I ain't gonna be at camp. I'm too wild, priest. I ain't gonna be at camp tomorrow. Me and my rib, we got it in last night, sir. Salaki, I'm unclean. This nigga ain't been to camp in 3 months. He got one rib. You understand? This is what's the word? Subjective. Meaning there is no number to this. It doesn't list a number. For every brother, this is different. Some brothers can have 4 women and they here at camp, they here in class, they debating, they in the work, aka cough, Captain Zarya. I don't know how many ribs Captain Zarya got. You understand? But some brothers can have 4 or 5 ribs and they still in the work. Some brothers, they get 1 woman and they out the game. They get 1 woman and you don't see the brother for 2 months. This is what it's talking about. Do not now multiply unto yourself something that causes you to pull you away from serving the Lord. Go ahead, Shapat. That's right, Timothy Bostic. It becomes a distraction. That's correct. That's all I'm saying. And again, this is not objective. There is no definitive number. It's subjective to each brother. Again, one brother can have 4 women and be locked in. One brother can have none. He needs none, no wives. Because the moment he gets one, he's pulled away. It's subjective. You understand? It's not talking about having multiple wives is sinful. That's not at all what this is saying. Go ahead, Shapak.
Like, I got a precept that it's a law about having multiple wives, proving that you can have them.
Read that, bro. Let's get to the precepts that you can have multiple wives.
Come, so the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15. If a man have 2 wives, one beloved and another hated.
If a man have 2 wives, one beloved and one hated. Unfortunately, brother, this is very common in Israel. A man have 2 wives, he loves one and hates the other. All you brothers out there, do not do this. If you are a brother that has a rib, do not go get another rib because you hate the first one. It's a very unwise thing to do. Because what you're going to do is you're going to now get another woman that eventually is going to hate you too. You're going to hate her too. You're going to have 2 women now that you hate. It's not wise to go get another woman because you hate the first one. You understand? It's not wise. Fix the issues here. You understand? So that now you can have a clear view on what to do and get in another one. You understand? The Bible says he who is faithful over little will be faithful over much. You understand? That's just the Bible. You understand? Well, the Bible is giving us in here the commandment on how a brother is supposed to navigate if he has more than one. Read it again from the top, please.
Come. If a man have 2 wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated.
Well, this is saying is, and this happens today all the time. You see brothers who have multiple baby mothers. What's easy to happen is usually a brother, he can't stand one of the baby mothers. Let's just say a man has his first baby mother is usually the first one he can't stand. The first baby mother he can't stand. He has a child. He has a son with one baby mother. Then another one, he has a son with her. According to the Bible, your firstborn son is the one that's supposed to get your inheritance. Well, it's a natural thing for you to treat the child based off of how you feel about the mother. So if you can't stand the firstborn baby mother, you're going to see a lot of those feelings trickle down to the child. You understand? The Bible is now given a provision to make sure this child is not cheated out of what is rightfully his because of you being emotional towards how you feel towards one of your women. You can't now decide because you hate the first baby mother, your first rib, that her son doesn't get what's owed to him. Well, I don't like it. Well, me and his mother beefing. I like this one better. So now you give her son, the second born one, your inheritance. That's wrong. You can't do that. The Lord put a provision in it to make sure you can't do that. You have to give that firstborn son what rightfully belongs to what rightfully belongs to him, regardless of how you feel about his mother. And again, it's not hard to see this. Most of you probably know brothers that are like this. You understand, where he treats the children based off of how he feels about the mother. You understand? The first baby mother kids, they got no new school clothes or shoes because he can't stand the broad. And then the one he liked or that's easy to deal with, they got all the new clothes and shoes. That's wrong. These are all your children. Don't defraud your children because you're emotional and you now feel a type of way about the mother. Give what you're supposed to give. And it was so bad, brother. Can you imagine how bad it was? We have a law to tell you to make sure it doesn't happen because it's so bad and it still happens to this day. That's why we have a law to dictate how you're supposed to have multiple wives. Now, if it was unlawful for us to have multiple wives, Why is there a law to dictate to us how to have multiple wives? It doesn't even make sense. If multiple wives was unlawful, why is there a law to dictate to us how to have multiple wives? It's because it's not unlawful. On the contrary, it's our culture. And not only is it Israelite culture, it's the culture of the world outside of white people. White people created monogamy during the Roman Empire. Monogamy is a new creation. Before the Romans, brother, every culture practiced a man having more than one wife. It wasn't until the Romans that you have the idea that a man has to be with one woman. One woman, she's the only legit, you understand, legitimate wife. And the children that come from her are legitimate. You ever heard the phrase, illegitimate children? That comes from the Romans. That's right. Or bastard children. That comes from the children out of wedlock. That comes from the Romans, meaning the woman that is not your one wife, those children aren't legal. They're not legitimate. They're not legal according to the Roman system. That don't even make sense. Nigga, all my kids are legal. You understand? They come from me. All my kids are legit. They legit. I'm legit. Too legit to quit. Nigga, all my kids is legit. Legitimate. They legal. We in the game. But according to the Roman system, your one wife was the one that got all your inheritance. Again, that's not biblical. Nowhere in the Bible does it say your wife gets your possessions. Your son gets your possessions, your children. Well, the Romans, of course, they don't follow the Bible. So instead of you giving your possessions and inheritance to your son, you give your possessions now to your wife. The Romans had to do that. They made that agreement with the Sabians because the Romans raped and stole the Sabian women, and their fathers were going to kill them. And to stop their fathers from killing them, the Romans made a system, a deal with them that said, well, we know we stole and raped your daughters. How about we make them the heir to all our possessions? It was the Romans' way of trying to fix their deviancy and crime. You understand? It was their way of now trying to stop them from being killed. That's not our system in the Bible. Monogamy is not a biblical system. It's something that was created by the white man. Shalom Kazak Wanab. Go ahead, Shapat.
You said you wanted the ones that prove it.
Prove what?
The precepts that prove.
Yeah, let's give me another one, and then let me get Kazak Wanab's question.
Come, sir. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 8. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things.
This is the prophet Nathan. Excuse me, is this Nathan or is this in Samuel?
It's Nathan, sir.
All right, this is the prophet Nathan, Yahanna. Look, do your thing. This is the prophet Yahanna speaking to King David about how wrong he was to take Bathsheba. David took the one rib of this man, Uriah. You understand? Uriah was married to this one woman, and David seen Bathsheba, and he lusted after Bathsheba because she probably was a bad broad. And David lusted after this woman and committed adultery with this woman. He took this woman from this man. And now the prophet Yahanna, Nathan, is saying to King David, if the Lord gave you all these things, and if you wanted more, the Lord would have gave them to you. There was no need for you to take the little bit that this man had. This man he was a soldier in the army, in David's army. He had one rib. He wasn't a rich man that had multiple of everything. He was an honest warrior that served loyally to David and the army. He had one rib. And David, he could have had more of everything. He could have had multiple wives, multiple whatever he wanted. But David took the one rib that this brother had. Read it again. This is what the Bible is saying.
And I get it's a book of 2 Samuel 12 and 8. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives.
And thy master's what?
Wives with an S. Sir.
With an S. This is the Lord speaking through the prophet Nathan to David. If multiple wives is sexual immorality, or if it's wrong, Why would God give a man more than one wife? Why? Where she go? Where the broad at? Yahweh's daughter. Where you at? Yeah, she definitely bleeding. You understand? Yahweh's daughter, if having multiple wives is sexual immorality, or if it's wrong, if it's a sin, why is the prophet of God telling David that God gave David multiple wives, and if he wanted more, the Lord would have gave it to him? Why is the Bible saying that? Why would the Lord give David multiple wives if multiple wives is wrong? Keep reading, Shabbat. He's not going to answer. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife.
Stop right there. This is what the prophet is telling him. It's like, you didn't have to kill that brother and take his one wife. You know how dishonorable and shameful that was for David to do that? He didn't have to steal another man's wife. You're King David, brother. You could have had the pick of the litter. You know, that's like you got some celebrity. Trey Songz, Chris Brown, who a celebrity that women like? I also I can think of. Go ahead.
Like this kind of off a little bit, but I feel like it's like when Janet Jackson could have had me, and she went and got Jermaine Dupri.
Well, no, I can't understand that one. I feel you, Bruce. I think I'm gonna stay with this one. This thing of Chris Brown or Trey Songz. You understand? You understand? Think of Chris Brown or Trey Songz, brother. These men are celebrities. Not to say that they're righteous men or good men, but these brothers, if they wanted, could have whatever women they have in multiples. Now imagine these niggas go and they take the woman of another brother who this is his only woman. This brother's an honest brother that work a 9 to 5. He only got one woman. He's not a celebrity. He's not a superstar, but he's a righteous, honest brother. And this is his one woman. You mean to tell me, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, you couldn't go and get the pick of the litter of all the women you wanted? You could have had 10, nigga. And you went and took this brother's wife? It's shameful. It's dishonorable. That's what David did. And the prophet is telling them you could have had more than one. You understand? The only reason why you can have more than one, because it's our culture. Right? Let's get Kasai with Nas' question. She said, if I may, receive a breakdown of Exodus 21, 10 through 11. Specifically, what does it mean for her to go free? Let's get that real quick, please. Yep. Exodus, no, 21, chapter 21, verse 10. That's right, young man Andrew. Envy not your oppressor and follow none of his ways. Monogamy is the oppressor's way. It's not our culture for a man to be forced to have more than one woman. To have just one woman. Now, if a man decides that he only wants one woman, that is his decision and his alone to make. But the idea that a man is wrong to have more than one woman, that is not our culture. That is white people's culture. And here's the thing. Has it worked? Has a man being forced to have more than one woman, I keep saying that. Is a man being forced to have just one woman, does that work?
No.
No, brother. Type in the chat, if your father has kids
right,
from a woman that's not your mother.
Right.
Type in the chat, yes or no, if your father has kids from a woman that is not your mother. Let's just see. Let's just throw this out there. Let's just see. Go ahead, get him in the mic. You got the mic? Go ahead, grab the mic, warrior.
Can I read?
Yeah, you absolutely can read. Let's get where we at. Exodus 21 and 10. Nice and loud.
If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
That's right. Give him a hand. Excellent precepts. Understand? Good reading too. This is again a precept to show you that this is a law that dictates how you're supposed to have multiple women. If you get another woman, brother, you're not allowed to diminish what the first one was getting. You understand? You're not allowed to do that. You have to now find a way to make how you need to make it work.
Right.
But you're not allowed to get another woman and diminish what the first one was getting. This is a law. It's a law to govern how you have multiple wives. Again, the Lord would not give us a commandment on how to have multiple wives if having multiple wives was unlawful. Let me read some of these yeses in here real quick. Hold on. Go ahead, Shapat.
Like, man, just to remind if I could, that she was asking, what does it mean for her to go free?
Okay, I'm gonna have the brother read the rest in a second. Give me 1 second. Young man DeCarlo said Khan. Black Dazzle said yes. Trooper Shakat said Khan. Awawadia, Ida Yana, Timothy Bostic. Trooper Shalat said La'ah. Maria said not that we know of. Kasawana said yes. that's the best answer. Really, nobody should be saying no. Nobody should say no. Because I'm telling you, you do not know what your daddy was doing, especially if you're a certain age, brother. Israel, brother, the old generation, they were good at keeping secrets. You understand? You don't find out until the funeral. Who the hell is that? Well, that nigga look just like you. That's you looking at your brother like, damn, Ronnie, don't that nigga look just like you? Like your twin, Ronnie. Yep. You find out your daddy had another Ronnie. You understand? With another woman. A lot of you don't find out that your daddy was a Rolling Stone. Monogamy doesn't work. You understand? And we've tried it. It doesn't work. The truth is, most of the men in our community have multiple wives. They just don't claim them as wives. Here's the sad part. Because we have been forced to believe a man has to be monogamous, guess what? Many of you grew up without a daddy. You know why? Because he had to pick and choose which family and which woman he had to stay with. That's the evil part. Many of you literally grew up without a dad while he was the perfect daddy for somebody else. Many of you grew up with no daddy, and your daddy is down the street being Heathcliff Huxtable. You understand? Your daddy is a TV dad to some other kids when he could have been Heathcliff Huxtable to all of you if we followed our own culture where he had to keep your mother and the other woman he had kids with. But because we're trying to follow the white man's culture, now he's forced to say, well, this is the family I'm going to raise. Right. I got kids here, here, and here, but I have to choose one. Well, guess what? There's going to be families now, children that's going to get the short end of the stick because of monogamy. It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work. We can act like it works, but the truth is it doesn't work. Look at all of us that have a father who has kids with a woman that's not our mother. Monogamy doesn't work. The proof is in the pudding. A man is going to have more than one woman. You would rather just get him, come in here, man, and do it the right way. And if you're a sister, get with a man that's just going to just be straight about it. Because every man you get is going to have more than one woman for the most part. And even if he say he just want one, he could change his mind at any moment. Just assume every man is going to have more than one woman. It's our culture. And if we can get over this, we can really move on to bigger things that are more important. You understand? Like, this is a small thing. And because we've been here so long in America, it's too much of a big thing. It's too much of a focus that we're not getting other things done. Right? Read that again, Mighty Man, from the top. And let's keep reading so we can answer the sister's question. Exodus 21:10, and we're going to do verse 10 and verse 11. Kagar said, Salaki, can we get a woman with more than one baby daddy to explain monogamy? Well, Kagar, chill. You understand? You're going hard, Kagar. I don't even want to ask that question if there's a woman in here who has more than one baby father, because that is other proof monogamy doesn't work. Right. If you have more than one baby father, what are we talking about? You don't even believe in monogamy. It doesn't work, brothers and sisters. A man is allowed to have more than one wife, and he's supposed to keep every one of those wives. That would stop a woman from having more than one baby father. You understand? If a man is allowed to keep all of his women. Go ahead, young man, please.
Well, the women of the world, most of them care so much because they can't do it too.
That's the thing. That's what you'll hear. That's always the argument you hear. And brother, when you hear a woman say that, run. A righteous woman, that's a decent woman, wouldn't even put herself in that comparison. Right. Well, how come we can't have more than one? Go get it, baby.
Yeah.
Go get it. If you think you got it like that, get it. And I'll see you again in 5 years, and I'm gonna ask you how that's going. How did that work out for you? Why you got the brood? You got a whole litter of 5 babies and 5 kids. Doesn't work. A woman that's now trying to compete with a man to have more than one, rather avoid her. There's no need to try to explain it to her. If she thinks that's the way to go, let her go do it. There is a type of woman, brother, who has no desire to be a whore. I think a lot of brothers, because of the hatred of women online, a lot of you brothers, you fall into that red pill, white man, woman hater garbage. There are some real down righteous women out here, man, who don't desire to be a whore, who don't desire to be out in the streets and have multiple. They just want to be loved and treated right by one. And that's who you should look for. Ignore those women, man. Well, how come I can't have more than one? Baby, you can have whatever you please. You can have whatever you like. Go get it. Just not here. Just not here. You understand? Let me slide out your way. Shalom. Go ahead, Shapap.
About me is the Lord say he's not the author of confusion, right?
That's right.
So if you take majority of these rules that a man has to follow if he has multiple wives and apply to women, you know, saying like it would be very odd. Like, you know, a woman is supposed to follow her husband. He's the head.
Mm-hmm.
How she gonna have 3, 4, 5 heads? She gonna be going each way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They may not agree on things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's confusion.
Doesn't make sense, brother. There's videos. I seen a video. Some broad. She had 2 men that she was with, both of them, and they sitting in the living room, and she was waiting for her other boyfriend to come in. And I'm looking at these. The nigga came in, and she ran to the door. And she happy. She jumping on him and happy to introduce him to the other 2. And I said, these niggas are gay. The only way you can be in that dynamic is if you are not truly into women. That's the only way you can be in the environment. Go ahead, do your thing where you're sharing a woman. You're not really into women. A man that is truly into women the right way, he's not sharing you. What am I sharing? What are you talking about? He can share you because he's not into you. He's into that thing that he's sharing with. That's not, it's not normal. And for you women that think you got it like that because you sharing niggas, all the niggas gay, and you're gonna get HIV. You understand? And you're gonna have to take medication now for the rest of your life to not show up detectable because you thought you was a boss, bitch, that can have multiple men, and it's just not going to work. The Lord didn't create you to be like that. It's not, you know, again, it's the white man's doing. Read what you got, please, young man. Let's go. Exodus 21, chapter 21, verses 10 through 11. Nice and loud, please.
If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall ye not diminish.
Keep reading.
And if he do not agree unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
Right. When it says she should go out free without money, this is referring to now if a man takes a woman, another woman, that in this case, this is referring specifically to a servant woman that's in his house. You understand? This is giving you specifications on how to deal with this. When it says he should let her go free, meaning he is now, because this is a servant woman, he has to now deal with her as a wife. And if he's not going to deal with her as a wife, he has to let her go, not after he has sex with her. He said before he has sex with her. Once he has sex with her, she can't go free. She's his wife. You understand? But now if he's not going to treat her as a wife, and it means you have to understand the dynamic. Israel, we had our own people as servants. Don't think of slavery. Think of, I'm trying to think of a show or something to show you how you had rich black people that had fellow black people. Jeffrey, the water, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Think of Jeffrey. That was the brother that was the butler to the Fresh Prince, Uncle Phil and all them. He wasn't treated like a slave. Just imagine now you got a mansion, a large estate, and you have many Jeffreys and you have female maids and servants that work for you and they live there. Well, imagine now you see a woman that's one of your maids and you want to make her your rib. No, to our priest. You cannot now diminish what you give the first wife for this woman that you want to make a rib. And you cannot also mistreat this woman because she's a servant. You understand? That's what it's talking about when it says her go free. You understand? This does not mean that a woman can now be free from her husband. Precept, a woman is bound to her husband until he's alive, while he's alive. That's the precept. So when it says go free, we're talking about her, you understand, her being a servant. You understand? That's what that means. Maria said, nah, the minute my husband tells me something don't look appropriate, I go change. It's all about respect for your husband and stuff. That's correct, sis. That's the right spirit to be in. The Lord said a woman's desire should be unto her husband. Right. If you open your legs to this man, why don't you concede everything else? Right. You didn't give him the most valuable possession you had. Everything else should just be easy. If you're not going to give him everything else, you should have never gave him the most valuable thing you have. You gave him the most valuable thing you have. Everything else should just be easy. Whatever you want, baby. As long as it's lawful, whatever you like. If you don't want me to do this, whatever. Hell, okay. Don't be the type of woman where the only time your man can tell you what to do is in the bedroom. Don't be that type of woman. The only time he can tell you what to do is turn around. Put your legs up. Go right here. That's the only time he the king of his castle is when he in the bedroom. Don't be that type. Be the type where he can tell you what to do all the time and you listen. You understand? And don't be a type of brother where you only have the confidence to tell a woman what to do in the bedroom. You understand? Oh, you king in the bedroom, and then outside of that, you scared to tell her what to do. Brother, tell her what the hell to do. Tell her what's right. Tell her what's wrong. Tell her what direction she should be going in. You understand? Marika, you a fool. Maria, you a fool. Marika, that sister is not a fool for being an excellent wife to her husband. You're a fool. You're saying you're a fool and you're jealous. You're a jealous, scorned woman to even say that to another woman for being a good wife. Go ahead and say it again.
And she probably single.
Brother, most likely I'm 9 out of 10 out of 10, she does not have a man. A woman like this that's mad at another woman for being a good woman is not married. She doesn't have a man. You understand? Say it again. Yeah. You understand? There's no way she can have a man, because why are you upset that another woman is being a good wife? You're lost in the sauce. You're confused. Maria said that's why her husband Byron is out looking for another wife. Yeah, that's why Byron not in the chat tonight. You understand? Byron is out looking for another you, a better you, because you like to argue with strangers online. You understand? When the last time you cooked a damn hot meal, Marika? You online arguing. Did you cook tonight? What did you cook tonight? Nothing. Arguing with strangers online. Get your priorities in order, man. Princess Raya said, a fool to lay down with the man, but not listen to him outside the bed and saying, absolutely. Yeah. You didn't lay down with him. Everything he say goes now. Right. If you don't respect his leadership, you shouldn't have respected it when you open your legs. Right. You open your legs to that man and giving him what the most valuable thing you have is you signing a contract to say, you are now my boss for life. Right. If you didn't know that, too bad. I'm letting you know that's what you did. You understand? You open your legs to that man, and you signed over your rights to that man as him being your boss. You understand? Because I when I said, Salaga, sir, can you explain how it's meaning servitude and not the wife he slept with? Give me the scripture. Give me where are we at? 10. We at 21 and 10. Go to verse 21, chapter 21, verse 5. Exodus 21. Start at verse 4.
Now this is Exodus chapter 21, verse 4. If his master had given him a wife, and she had borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. Verse 5.
Keep reading.
And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free.
Keep reading.
Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever.
Again, this is giving you the context of what's happening here. This is talking about how we deal with each other when you have servants and maids, because these are fellow Israelites that are serving you. You understand? So now we just read about one of the conditions. If you have a servant now that has a family, and if he wants to continue to serve you, when what happens? Keep reading. We have verse 7.
And if a man sell his daughter to be maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. If she please not her master, who have betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed.
Stop right there. If a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. You understand? If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. What does the word redeemed mean? In Old English, what does the word redeemed mean in this context? For time's sake, go ahead, Shapat. Or in other words, sold. You understand? Bought by somebody else. It's saying a man sells his daughter to be a servant. There's many reasons why somebody would sell his daughter. This sounds evil because of our culture. You got to understand, you could have a debt that you owe, a family debt. And the way to work off your debt is to have your children work. It's not evil when you understand our culture. You understand? Don't think of the white man and him having servants in slavery. Think of, again, Jeffrey. You understand? Jeffrey, he's working for the Bel Airs. You understand? And he's there and he's a part of the family. And he's working to pay off a debt for a time. Well, a man might have a debt and he might sell his daughter to be a servant, a maid for 7 years or for however long to pay off a debt. What's saying now, if a man sell his daughter to be a maid servant and she does not please her master, the master is betrothed to this woman that's a maid, meaning he's engaged to this woman to be his rib. You understand? But if she does not please him, he can now sell her to somebody else. He didn't have sex with her. You understand? That's why I say he's betrothed. He didn't have sex with this woman. He can now sell her to somebody else. He was engaged to her, but she does not please him in her duties and how she works. He can now sell her to somebody else. Keep reading.
Then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing he have dealt deceitfully with her.
Now, this part, I can't remember what the breakdown is on this part. Or to ask Captain Shot tomorrow or General Muhammad. I can't remember this part, the breakdown on this part. Keep reading.
And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters.
Right. So now it's saying if you take a woman that's your maid and she's a younger sister, you understand, she's your maid, and you're like, this will be a good woman for my son. And if he have betrothed this maid, this Israelite sister to his son, he shall deal with this maid after a manner of daughters, meaning just because she's your servant Now you betrothed her to your husband, to your son. You have to treat this maid as a daughter. It's again, these are provisions, laws on how we're supposed to deal with each other. Keep reading.
Verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
Mm-hmm.
And if he do not these things if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
Right. He takes this woman that's a servant as a wife. He still has to give unto this woman what he would give a wife. You understand? This scripture is manifold, meaning this scripture has more than one meaning. This scripture is referring to a woman that is already married. What you give your first wife, I hate to say the first wife, what you give the rib that you already have, when you get another rib, you have to give her, the first one, what is already given to her. And if you take this maid that's a servant to you, you have to give her what a wife is supposed to get. You can't get this woman and treat her like a servant because she's a servant.
Right.
You have to give her the duty of what belongs to a wife. You understand? You can't take away from what you are already giving her as a servant as well. You understand? Keep reading, verse 11.
And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
And if he does not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. This was a provision in the law regarding this maid servant. You understand that that he was wanting to take as a wife. You understand? And go ahead, Shapak. Verse 11. Exodus chapter, where we at?
21.
21 and 11. Kasai, when I said, I guess the part that confuses me is where it says her duty of marriage. Salaga sir, but the water nonetheless, right? Princess Kanawa says, Salaga sir, how does that work with time? A wife being diminished. How does that work with time? How does that work? Meaning a woman that is already married to a man. How does that work with time? Well, General Hyman said it best. Sometimes what's fair, a lot of times what's fair is not, what's just is not fair. You understand? What's just may not be fair. You understand? General Hyman gave the breakdown on when you're a man that has multiple ribs, you might have to make a decision that is just, but it may not be fair. You understand? Or what might be fair may not be just. Just like imagine you trying to give all your ribs the same thing. That may be fair, but that may not be just. You understand? You should do what's just. Seek to do what's right. And this is giving us provisions on what to do what's right. For time's sake, you can ask Captain Mashak to break this down further tomorrow, just for time's sake. You understand? Excuse me. I wanted to get a couple precepts real quick just on Esau before we leave. We'll probably get two precepts, you understand, on Esau before we leave, just because it was the topic of the class. These are excellent questions, though. These are excellent questions, you understand? And again, it's very important. If you ask questions, ask your questions early on. I'm not saying the sisters, y'all ask them late in the chat because Kasai will know you asked it early. But these, if anybody, whenever you have questions, try to type the questions early in, you understand, so we can answer them early. You understand? Because I love questions, and I would spend, as long as we need to keep going into it. But for time's sake, I definitely want to get this topic, at least two precepts on the topic. You understand? The topic of the class is Esau, the villain of the earth. You understand? And the topic is important because it's easy to believe that white people are not the problem. It's easy for you to look at your own people and blame each other for the problems that we have. And you're going to see that happen more and more as the white man cracks down with his wrath and oppression against us. There's only two things that can happen to you. As the white man presses down harder and harder, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to turn against the people that you're with suffering, or you're going to look at him as he's the devil. It's only two. It can only go two ways. You abuse a dog. A dog is going to now either turn on the other dogs in the kennel with him, or he's going to now attack the owner that's abusing him. There's only two ways it can go. The oppressor understands this. And the problem is he has done an excellent job in conditioning us to not turn on him, but to turn against each other when times get hard. That's why you'll notice whenever things get hard in your family or in your life, if you don't have somebody that's in the truth, your family will implode. You'll all turn on each other in the house. When the reason why you have the problems that you have in the house, the reason why you're struggling the way you're struggling is because the white man. It takes to be in the truth to understand that, to not turn on each other. You understand? The white man is the villain. You understand? Get me. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Shalom, halak, I see you. Give me Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whoever got us, go ahead and read Zechariah 11 and 5.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Whose possessors slay them?
Whose possessors slay them? White people have taken blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans as possessions. That's what slavery is. Slavery is when you take people as possessions. Well, white people, Europeans, have taken us as their possessions, and they have become our possessors. Well, the Bible has said that our possessors have slayed us, have murdered us, and killed us.
Right.
Keep reading.
And hold themselves not guilty.
They have hold themselves what?
Not guilty.
They have hold themselves what?
Not guilty.
White people have murdered us, have destroyed our neighborhoods, have put us in poverty, have put us in the lowest conditions, have destroyed our neighborhoods, gave us crack, gave us guns.
Right.
Brother, every problem that exists in our community comes from white people.
Right.
They destroy us, brother. And not only do they destroy us, they turn around and hold themselves not guilty. White people don't look at black and Hispanics and us suffering and our problems, and they don't say it's our fault black people murder each other. They never say that. They never say it's our fault black people are crackheads. They never say it's our fault the ghettos exist. They never say it's our fault blacks and Hispanics are in poverty. They never say it's our fault that black people abort their own babies.
Right.
They never look at us and our problems and take ownership. They hold themselves not guilty. That's what Zechariah said. You understand? The white man, he can't look at himself as the villain. That's why they don't allow you to talk about what has been done to you. Brother, I always found it interesting how in America, in school, we learned about Anne Frank. Tell me if I'm the only one. Tell me if you can relate to this. In school, brother, we learned about, let me ask the youngest. Did y'all learn about, have y'all learned about Anne Frank in school? Yeah, the sister said yes. Give her a hand. You understand? They learned about Anne Frank in school. Let me ask you a question. Did you learn about Emmett Till, sis? No. No. Go ahead, mighty man. Nice and loud. You heard the teacher talking about Anne Frank one time?
For like we, like people like Martin, Dr. Luther King, and more people.
Right.
And I think she was there one time for people, but I don't remember what happened because I remember our teacher was talking about her and the assignment that we need to do.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm willing to bet your memory serves you correctly. I'm almost certain that you did learn about Anne Frank and your memory is correct. They taught us about Anne Frank. I was young just like you, brother, and I remember still to this day the whole story. They beat in our heads the story of Anne Frank and how she had to hide in the attic from the damn Nazis. We learned about what happened to a damn Jewish girl overseas. Guess who we didn't learn about? A black boy like me, like you, that was murdered by white people right here in the United States. It's a reason for that. Go ahead, sis. Please pass her the mic, mighty man.
I did have a teacher in middle school that made sure she taught us about like the history, because during Black History Month, they always taught us about Martin Luther King, and,
Right.
you know, and what's the other lady's name again?
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks.
Yep.
Like this same old. And in Canada, they don't really have in middle school. It depends on the school you go to and what neighborhood you're in. A lot of times when I was coming up,
yeah,
they didn't celebrate Black History Month. They call it Canadian something. I can't remember what the hell they had a different name for it. But
Yeah.
they didn't acknowledge Black people at all. Black people, a lot of people, like, I remember the TV show that it was like back in the day. They used to come on where people used to go on and like not like a podcast, but like people used to go in like a booth and like tell people about history or whatever was on their mind, whatever.
Right.
And one Black lady came on there, whatever, and that's the first time I ever knew that Canada had slavery.
Damn.
And I was just like, I've never heard it ever.
They never taught it.
Because all I ever heard all my life was, oh, Canada was where people came to, you know,
for freedom.
For freedom.
Yeah.
So I was like, so before people got there for freedom, there was slavery also.
Right.
So it was just like, I had to learn that from TV.
Damn.
As a teenager.
That's evil.
Mm-hmm.
That's evil. And like you said, sis, was just so heavy. This sister, you understand, give her a hand. Her and her children are here. General Q's real. She grew up in Canada. You understand? And Black people, the tribe of Judah here in America, brother, we viewed Canada as the promised land because of how history was told to us. That's where a lot of our forefathers escaped. If we could just make it to Canada. Again, we didn't even know Canada had slavery. They don't teach it. The same reason why you didn't learn about Emmett Till in school, but you did learn about Anne Frank. To learn about Emmett Till is to now learn that white people are not the hero. You learned about Anne Frank because white Americans went and they rescued the Jewish people from the Nazis. The white man is allowed to be the hero in Anne Frank's story. Oh, the American troops went and liberated the concentration camps. White people, you're the hero in that story. You're not the hero in the Emmett Till story. You're not the hero in the stories of countless Black people that we're not taught about in history. Go ahead, mighty man, get the mic.
Every time, like they talk about like the Edomite being the Edomite being the hero, but in some place else, there's Black people that are in slavery, and they're the ones who are being the heroes.
That's correct. Give him a hand. That's real history. That's real history. And that's why you should not count on the white man to teach your children. They have to come in here and learn the true history, because history that we're taught in school will have you idolizing white people as the heroes. Right. It will have you looking at white people as the people who have saved the day, when the reality is, brother, white people are the villains. And not just in Black people's story. White people are the villains in the Hispanic story, in the Native American story. You go across the earth. White people are the villain in the African story. They're the villain in the Japanese story, and the Iraqi story, the Afghani story, the Australian story. Hell, white people are the villains in each other story. It wasn't Black people that had Anne Frank hiding in the attic. It was fellow white people that was killing white people. White people, I hate to break it to you. You're not the hero on the earth. I know you like to project yourself as superheroes in the movies, and like you're so tough and brave and all the army and military movies. I can't even watch a lot of movies today because it's so fiction, it's so false. Get a sister the mic, young brother. You understand? Black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the hero. We are the people that have always saved the day, even when you devils have not deserved it. Go ahead, sis.
So in my grade 11 English class, we watched a movie called Hidden Figures, which is about, I think, 3 Black women who worked at NASA, right? And
That's correct.
They tried to, like with the ships and all that type of stuff. And while we were watching it, my English teacher, she was talking about the whole white savior effect. And in that movie, in particular, the white males that in that movie, they were portrayed as heroes because they made these Black women see how the rocket launched up into the sky, when in real life, that never happened.
Right.
She watched it from somewhere else in a small window. She didn't actually get to see the launch happen because they didn't want women of color or just people of color in general seeing what they were making and whatnot, right? And it was like, that's so disrespectful because you guys are not the ones making the stuff anyway.
Exactly.
We're the brains behind it, so therefore you'd have no right to do that, right?
Give her a hand. Brother, what the sister said is what I feel watching every movie. And I hate that I know history so much, brother. It pisses me off. Brother, do you know there's a movie they made about 9/11? Most of you probably seen the 9/11 movie. There's a movie, you should go watch it. What's a famous Hispanic brother? I forgot his name, the heavyset one. I think it's Fahrenheit 9/11 or something like that. It's a movie about 9/11. No, that's the conspiracy jump. That's a good one too. But the actual mainstream movie about 9/11 that was in theaters. If you go watch the movie, there is a Marine that saved many people out of the rubble. Brother, do you know in that movie, this is a white boy, the Marine. They made the Marine a white man. And you looking at this movie and you all proud and look at this white man saving these people out of the rubble. Do you know that the actual Marine that was saving people from the wreckage was a black man? Brother, there's no reason to lie about something like that. Hollywood is evil. It's evil. Like, we can't act like this is an old thing. They're still doing it. They made a movie about 9/11 and a black Marine saved multiple people from that wreckage, from the towers. And you mean to tell me Hollywood decided to make the black Marine, the hero, white? Brother, the white man understands the power in images and propaganda. And like the young sister was saying, they'll go as far as to recreate the entire scenarios to make them look good and lie about the truth. White people, you are the villain in Hidden Figures. You're the villain. You're the reason why the sisters had to fight so hard, because you made it illegal for black people to have basic rights. Let me get the young brother, then we get Shapat, then young man DeCarlo. Let the young brother get the mic. Oh, you got it? Go ahead.
Like, in like children's TV shows, they make like the Edomite like the hero and the villain is black.
Yes.
But and then actually the hero is doing something like not heroic, and then the villain, he's the actual hero. When you find that out, you're like,
make it go crazy.
Yeah,
like how's this happening? Brother, what you said is dynamic. If you watch any movie, just notice, listen to what the hero is pushing and listen to what the villain is pushing. The villain is right. I'll give you one. Just give you an example. Transformers. You're gonna say that? Well, listen, we locked in. Think of Transformers. Brother, Optimus Prime was pushing for the robots to join and love humans when humans were trying to eliminate the robots. What's the leader of the Decepticons? Megatron. Brother, Megatron was pushing for the robots to love each other and separate from the humans. And they made him the villain. The one that was telling you to love yourself and not join your enemy. They made him the villain. I'll give you another one. Professor X. Are you going to say it? See? Professor X and Charles and Magneto. Magneto wanted to protect the mutants. Magneto knew that humans hated the humans. Humans hated the mutants. And Magneto said mutants should love mutants and we should separate from humans. They made him the villain. Charles X, Professor X, he said, well, we have to join and love people, humans. We have to find a way to live together. They always make the villain the person that is saying the right thing. It's because this is directly to affront you. It's images and propaganda to make sure that any one of you that think to not love your oppressor, you're wrong. It's right to hate your oppressor and want to separate. Go ahead.
Like, if I could comment on yours and give one myself, the Transformers, if you actually read the real story of the Transformers, the Decepticons were made to be in the mines and to be the workers, the slaves. And all they wanted to do was not be slaves.
Not be slaves anymore.
And the Primes were the rulers. And they wanted to stay in rulership.
Right.
Sound familiar, right?
Right.
But just to add to what you had already said, because that was heavy, sir.
That's right.
What I was gonna say, the movie I was talking about was in the second one. You know what I'm saying? But the movie I was talking about was spit it out.
You pass. Yeah, we'll come back to you. Go ahead, brother. What you got?
Now, when you was talking about they portrayed the Marine to be white, sound like Jesus to me.
The water. That's where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
To sum it up, because I couldn't go into everything I wanted to go into. There's so many instances of how I was going to go into how Hollywood was created by Jewish people. Hollywood, the entertainment mecca of the world, was created by Jewish people to control how Black people view white people. It was created specifically to control how you view your enemy. There's a reason why the CIA works hand in hand with Hollywood, because they have to make sure the images and movies that they put out is affecting us to think a certain way. White people have to be your savior. And it goes just to what young man DeCarlo said. If they can make a Marine, now I'm not taking away this brother being a hero, but this is a small thing. If they can make a Marine in a city, if they can make him white, brother, what makes you think they wouldn't go as far as to make the greatest nigga to ever walk the face of the earth white? They did. They made Christ black. They made Christ, who's a Black man, white. Because you're not allowed to have heroes. You're not allowed to view your own people as saviors and heroes. You have to always look to him to save you. Let me get the sister. We getting ready to wrap it up. Go ahead. Pass the mic to the sister, please.
Like I remember if I could.
Oh, go ahead, Spot, real quick.
Now I'm gonna say the movie The Mummy. Like he ain't one of us, but a 3,000-year-old mummy. They made him a white man.
Yeah, you understand. Timothy Bostic said, the water. Luis Guzman in the 911 movie, right? That's the movie I'm talking about. The one with Luis Guzman. They made the white boy that's a Marine white when the real Marine was Black. Timothy Bostic said Michael B. Jordan's character in Black Panther was the villain. You understand, right? Killmonger was a villain when he was pushing for their people to love themselves and separate. Brother, all the movies propaganda is the people that hate their oppressor is a villain. That's it. If you hate your oppressor, you're a villain, and it's meant to make you feel like that. Go ahead, sis. Salakia.
Also, to add on to my Hidden Figures point, so I also remember the fact that at the Oscars, one of the actual women that was a part of that whole scenario, like the actual woman herself who worked at NASA, she watched the movie. So in my head, while I was in my English class, I was thinking like, imagine how she felt when they changed up her story, right? Which is like, you were there, and it's supposed to be based on a true story, but how is it going to be a true story if you lied about it?
Right. That's what, and that's why it's so beautiful to have the truth, because what you said, most people don't think about. Like, I would have loved to hear her. Somebody should have put a mic in her face after the screening and asked her, what did you think about the movie? And she should have been allowed to give her honest opinion on if you're a part of this in actual history and you're going to portray something that I've been through, I believe I have a say-so on how I think the portrayal turned out. They should have asked that sister, what did you think about the movie? You know why they didn't ask her? Because most of the time she would have told them, I think it was garbage. That's not what happened. You understand? That's not what happened. It didn't go down like that. That's why they don't ever want to hear our stories. They don't ever want to hear our voice, because we are telling a different story than they're going to tell. You understand? You ask us the truth, we're going to tell you the white man is the devil in all of our stories. You understand? You let the white man tell your story for you. Well, what do they say about slavery? Well, there were good slave masters. Yeah. There were good slave masters. The slave masters treated the slaves like family. There were slaves that loved their white families. You let the white man tell it, we loved slavery. We were better off with slavery. Yes, go ahead, sis.
Like a couple years ago. I can't remember, but for people to lose weight,
right? Like
Jillian Michaels is her name.
Okay.
And I heard her. She was on news recently talking about how slavery wasn't that bad. But the worst thing about it is she adopted a Black child. So just imagine what she's teaching that black child
Right.
to feel about herself, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You see how evil that is? Get the mic. That's evil. And this is what white people feel. You can talk to most white people and they will tell you this is how they feel. They feel like slavery was not that bad. That's why you cannot count on your enemy to tell your story. Let me get what General Q said. He said August 19th, 2025, President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social criticizing the Smithsonian Institution's museums for focusing too much on negative aspects of American history, particularly slavery. General Q, that's a dynamic thing that you put right there, sir. General Muhammad broke it down last night. White people are not trying to stop black history from being told. White people are trying to stop white history from being told. Because white history, brother, even outside of just us, just before America, look at white people, where they have been and what they have done across the earth. Their history is a history of being the villain. They're not the hero in anybody's story. Somebody tell me what nation of people white people are the hero in? Whose story are white people truly the hero in? Tell me. I would love to hear the answer. You can't say black people. Black people will say something different. You can't say Hispanics or Native Americans. We would say something different. If white people are so good, tell me whose history are they the hero? What you'll find out is all across the earth, they're the villain. And the Bible said that's who he would be. Go ahead, Troop.
No, Slacky, I was just going to say they try to portray slavery as so good that we came out of it with a trade, with skills.
Yeah, with skills. You know what I always like to hear? It's not like to. I always hear this. Black people are so athletic because of slavery. That's a stupid equation. Meaning you think because you had us in slavery and you bred us to be athletic, you idiot. You chose us to be your slaves because we were so athletic.
Right.
You chose us to be your slaves because we were so skilled.
Right.
Because we were so intelligent and great. We didn't get those attributes from slavery, you dummy. You didn't cultivate that in slavery. You chose the children of Israel because of our greatness. Right. Even they want to take credit for your skills now. They see you run up and down the field and they think that wasn't possible if my people didn't have you in slavery. You got them skills and that athleticism because my forefathers had you on a plantation. They want to take credit for your greatness. They want to diminish your suffering and take credit for your greatness. These people are not the hero. Last point, let me get the young brother and we're going to wrap it. You understand? That's right, T. Will. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That's right, Mario. El hombre blanco es el diablo. Get that in hand. The white man is the devil. And you should teach your children that. Teach your children how to watch movies and not be amazed by the propaganda. Brother, my daughter has a teacher that she's in love with. You understand? She's in love with this teacher. And she was like, so white, she asked me, she didn't tell her. She said, so white people are the devil, right? Yes. You know that already. So even my teacher was like, yes, even your teacher. She's just a kind devil. Go ahead, brother.
Remember how you said earlier the opinion of the movies? Like how people have their opinion of the movies, like the people who played them?
Say it one more time.
Like the opinion of the movies, like how people, you said how people play them?
Right.
And sometimes if they don't say an honest opinion, it's because they're threatening them to for some.
That's right.
For something.
And that's the problem too. The white man won't let you say your honest opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion outside of his, or else you'll be labeled hateful. You'll be labeled a terrorist. You'll be labeled a cult, an extremist. So you have to say what white people want to hear you say, or else you'll be labeled the black sheep of America. If you're going to love your own people, you have to be prepared to be called every name in the book. The moment you decide to love your own people, you have to be prepared to be labeled evil. Because to the white man, to not love him is evil. To the white man, you viewing him for what he is, the villain, that's wrong in this society. You have to. You have to view him for who he is. He's the villain. And if you encounter kind white people, especially you young brothers and sisters, you in school and you got white teachers that are kind, or if you a brother or sister and you got a slave and you got a kind co-workers or a boss, that doesn't change the fact that they're devils. Right. And you should never forget that. You should never now think that because this devil has human decency to be kind, that somehow they're a good devil. No. Take it for what it is and just say, well, I'm glad this is a devil that's kind. It's a kind devil. I told my daughter teacher, was like, your teacher's just a kind devil, baby. That's it. She's a kind devil. Teach your children that. She's no longer not a devil because she's kind. She's just a kind devil. You understand? Go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, if it had been back in the day and they had already conquered us and got us completely cornered where they have us, they wouldn't be kind. They would remain ruthless to get us to where they have us now.
The water. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they teach us to be pro-black is wrong.
Yeah. They teach us pro-black is wrong. Go ahead, sis.
They can be kind on the wall, but they'll never correct their fellow Edomites for the foolishness that they do to us.
And that's the point. You should not view that kindness as it means anything, because when it's time to truly show with their actions how you feel about us, you'll never do the thing that's necessary to fix or correct the evil. They don't even correct each other. They'll watch a white person be racist to you and they'll mind their business. You understand? They'll watch the police brutalize you and they'll mind their business. Don't be fooled by their kindness and their fake humility. They're the devil. They're the villain, and there always will be the villain. You should now stop trying to love the villain and make yourself the hero to each other's story. Commander General Yahanna said, that's right. Commander General Yahanna said, find every occasion to be the hero in each other's story. That's what we should do. We should look at each other and say, how can I be the hero in this brother's story? How can I be the hero in this sister's story? We are each other's heroes. Right. That's it. We are the ones that rely on each other and we need each other. The white man's not going to do it. With that, pass the class over to Priest I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We had I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. So, like, I get that phone right quick. They're to be saluted only. They're here to throughout. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's never 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. We court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, memorial blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Sunday the 21st of September, 2025. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. And we're coming up, and also we have the New York, Harlem, New York cookout, headquarters cookout coming up. That is on August 31st at what's his name? Thomas Jefferson Park in the Bronx. It starts. I said it wrong last week. It's not from Thursday to Sunday. It's from Friday to Sunday. Scripture breakdown class starts on Friday. The cookout is on Sunday. All right. Make sure you got your hotel arrangements together. You know, so book your hotels, get your travel arrangements up. You know what I'm saying? If you already have it. You know, so it's always a ball in headquarters. They also having the I believe it's the cruise, the party cruise, where you know it's the Benjamite Haitian party cruise. That's always a ball. You don't want to miss out. Also, we have after that we have the California cookout coming up, the West Coast cookout. That's from October the 2nd to October the 5th, and after that is the Down South Houston cookout, which is from October 31st, I believe it is, to November 3rd. All right. Slocky, did you want to add anything, sir?
You too are, please.
Tom Carr, want to get?
Yeah, please.
Tom Carr.
No sweat. So finish it up real quick, please. Slack for holding everybody. Yo, I know we went over. You understand? We had a lot of good questions, a lot of good chime in. So you understand? So like it happens. And so you ain't got nothing better to do anyway. You understand? You Netflix is going to chill after that, so it's all good. You understand? It's good to be around brothers and sisters because in a second, all we're going to have is each other. So we better get used to being around each other a lot more because in a second, all we have is going to be each other. Please keep reading, Shapat. Let's finish these.
Man, I go and check on social media. I.S.U.P.K.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. It's all for I.S.U.P.K. investment materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black hairband, and scarf. And with that, I say I like them, which means the fast, man seated. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, march him up. Barak, Yahanna by Shimmy Yahanna.
Yahanna by Shimmy Yahanna thumb.
Yahanna, Saw, which means to turn. Sisters, you may stand. I like them. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, march him up. Barak,
Yahanna by Shimmy Yahanna.
Yahanna, Classy Smith.
All right. Shalom, Israel. We out of here.